You guys are now in the arena. Welcome to Gridiron, presented by Underdog. Woo! Woo! My name is Kinsey. I am your host, and joining me today, as always, we have one of the most prolific figures in the history of sports media and the man who's never lost a debate, Skip Bayless. I should also add the man who loves Twitter. I love reading your Twitter.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm very entertained by your Twitter. And next, of course, we have Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowl, and 2-time All-Pro cornerback, Aqib Talib.
Yeah.
The 4-time Pro Bowler and the man you want having your back at all times, Richie Incognito.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, one of the most disruptive D tackles of his generation, Gerald McCoy.
Yeah.
Are you tired? You were on the morning show all the time on the weekend, the 4 a.m. slot. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I got 5 kids and a wife. Talking on TV, that's my break.
Yeah.
You're still That's my break.
I just want to know if Aqib is finally done with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers after that.
We starting the show with that?
Yeah.
We starting off with that. We starting off with that skill.
No, I'm just starting it with you.
Oh, okay, nah. I'm rocking with A-Rod, of course.
Yeah, okay, good.
Of course.
A whole field goal. That was okay. Well,
Oh.
another wild weekend of football, so we obviously have so much to talk about. We're going to be talking about Chargers, Drake Maye, New England, what's going on with Shedeur Sanders, the Bills, and so much more. But first, we have breaking news. The Giants are firing Daboll. Woo!
Daboll.
Which we all kind of saw coming, right? Whoop-de-doo. So this is his 3rd consecutive season, and the man has gone 20, 40, and 1. So very unimpressive 3 years with the Giants. And so, Skip, were you even surprised that they're firing Daboll?
Look, he obviously needed to go, but I was a little surprised they did it today because this is not the way that the New York Football Giants, cornerstone NFL franchise, has historically done business, and I thought they'd just let him serve out his sentence for the next 7 games. And the weird part about it was, I actually thought that their performance yesterday at Chicago was fairly impressive because they're up 17-10 early 4th quarter. Obviously, they're without Malik Neighbors, they're without Scatterboo, and all of a sudden they're without Jaxson Dart.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson came in and finished that drive out. It stalled out, 4th and goal at the 1. Daboll took the field goal to put them up 20-10, and then they blew another lead with 4 minutes to go, and they lose 24-20. But to me, Daboll from the start was the classic example of a pretty good offensive coordinator who just isn't made of the right stuff to be a commanding leader of an entire football team. And he got off to a pretty good start that first year. They went 9-7-1, made the playoffs, went to Minnesota, won a playoff game with Danny Dimes. All of a sudden, Daboll's the toast of New York for a little while. Since that moment, they're 11-33. 11-33. Well, that's fireable, man. That's got to go, need to go now. And yet, the final nail to me was against Aqib's Broncos at Denver when they were up 26-8 with under 5 minutes to go. I said the next day, sitting in this chair, he's got to go after that. You can't blow that lead even to a very good team in a tough place to play. And so maybe John Mara, who's the CEO and the co-owner, maybe he just said, I just watched another blown lead. I can't see another one down the stretch. And maybe he said, enough is enough. But they don't usually do it this way on a day like today, this with 7 games to go.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked about this one because they've looked good in stretches, but they've blown too many double-digit leads, meltdowns in the 4th quarter. Not shocked by this one because the writing's kind of been on the wall for a couple weeks now. A couple weeks ago, they said Joe Schoen would be safe. If anyone were to go, it's going to be Daboll. And it seemed like it was just chipping away at that. Like, okay, Shane's going to stay, Daboll's going to go. When are they going to make the move? They have another terrible loss yesterday to the Bears, and now it's time to go. You know, I thought before the season I was excited for them. They had the setup. They had Russell Wilson starting. They had Neighbors. They had Scatterboo. They had all these kind of pieces that they were going to put together and ultimately hand the keys to the franchise to Jaxson Dart. Jaxson Dart comes in. He's a revelation. He's the answer.
He's a superstar.
He is. He's on his way. But then Neighbors goes down. So, okay, it's going to be Jaxson in the Cam Scatterbo show. Scatterbo goes down. So, everything was kind of building to this. So, definitely not surprised by it. But I did hope that it was going to work out better.
I'm not surprised either. This New York we talking about. So, this may fly in a smaller city, a smaller market. But in New York, this kind of performance is definitely not going to fly. They're a bad football team. They've been a bad football team since 2022. And then now you got your quarterback out here playing running back and you not protecting them. You know what I'm saying? So this is the new face of your franchise, and he's probably going to miss an extended period of time because he's on the shelf. Yep. So somebody got to get the blame, man. Who better than the head coach?
Yeah, I think the handling of Jaxson Dart has been a big deal because whether you believe he's a superstar or not, they got something in Jaxson Dart.
Right.
Where it goes from here, we don't know, but they know it's something there. And we're going to get into it with his play style and all of that, but he's been evaluated for concussions 4 times in 9 games. Right. And he's steady going out there, and he's steady giving them the ball. You're doing it over and over and over again. I think yesterday, even with how they played, Skip, him going out was the last straw. Because they like, look, come on, man. Like, hey, you're not winning without a quarterback. Aqib's whole thing with Bo Nix has been our defense was incredible, but we didn't have a quarterback. So you partner our defense with a quarterback, you win. You need a quarterback. They've had the D-line for sure, but a good enough defense to win, more than what they're doing. So I just think collectively, and then also with a head coach, you got to think, I know. When you lose the locker room,
it's done.
That's
done.
it.
Over with.
And I think he lost the locker room, and that's it. Jaxson Dart going out. Scatterboo's the energy, him and Jaxson Dart. Scatterboo going out. It started, like you said, with Malik Neighbors. He goes out. It's like, okay, but then you still got these two. They're keeping energy going. Then Scatterboo goes out. It's like, all right, now, what we got now? Now Jaxson Dart goes out. It's like it was already stacking. He was losing the locker room. But after yesterday, and then the incompetence in the post-game interview. Oh, I don't know when it happened. What do you mean you don't know when it happened?
Everybody else know when it
He was
happened.
in the fetal position on the ground. What you mean you don't know when it happened?
Right.
And why would you say that as a head coach if this is supposed to be your franchise? This is the future of your franchise, the guy who's really been keeping you afloat, keeping your job to last this long this season. Yep. And you get in an interview and say, I don't know when it happened? Nah, man, that's just – so I'm not surprised either. And, I don't know, like how Skip said, how they've handled it in the past of waiting it out, but it's just time.
Yeah. I think inconsistent play. They come out, they have Russ, and they're kind of up and down. Russ is chucking it around. They're getting a bunch of yards, but they're not getting wins. They go to Jaxson Dart, and it seems to be a shot in the arm for the rest of the team. Defense is flying around. That pass rush wakes up. Defense is playing well. Offense is playing well. They got juice. They're running Dart. They got Scatterbo. Dart's making some throws. But it's like, where has that been? They're 2-8, and they're up and down, and they're inconsistent. So I think ownership took a look at that and said, we have the talent.
Yeah.
We have some injuries, but we definitely have the talent. We can play at a high level. Where is that at week in and week out? And where is that in the fourth quarter when the defense is just melting down? Defense melted down yesterday. They gave up 2 huge runs to Caleb Williams. And there were guys that had angles, guys that can make a tackle, and Caleb Williams
tackles.
is just running into the end zone.
Yeah, you look at it.
That's definitely on the leader, man. If you got a D-line like that, and you don't get the most out of that D-line, that's on the leader, man.
Yeah.
I got to put that on the leader. So it's just too many high draft picks, too many prime-time players there, and it just looks so regular. You know what I'm saying? So when I see something like that, it goes back to who's leading these guys. Cause
Agreed.
to me, it looked like they're in meeting rooms texting. That's what it looked like to me. It's
that type of group.
It's that type of group. Y'all not locked in. Y'all not all about ball because y'all not all about the leader. You get hardball that squad, and that's a totally different fucking defense. You know what I'm saying? So you give Vrabel, that squad, that's a totally. You put Vrabel with that squad, man, that defense would go the fuck off week in, week out.
Although that squad beat Harbaugh in Jackson Dart's first start,
Yeah,
right?
true.
But I mean, you like what keeps the
But like you said, it was a shot in the arm. That was that Jackson Dart effect.
It was.
But to Keith's point, what he's saying is like Baker yesterday after they lost, he said some of the post-game interview, he said the stuff that's allowed during the week is showing up on Sunday. So when Keith is saying guys texting or whatever, we don't know what's going on, but he's been in groups like that. I've been on teams like that where you know what's taking place during the week. You allowing certain stuff, you drop balls in practice,
late,
or
the meeting.
all that, and then it show up on Sunday. It's like we can't do it during the week, and then it show up on Sunday. It looked like that type of group,
Right.
You know, so and then you can't lose games like New Orleans, like you can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
You just
Yeah.
And Skip, who would you want to see hired by the Giants?
Matt Eberflus is available right now. Would they
Take him.
Take him?
Take
You
him.
can have him,
You're like,
right?
please,
Please. Go get the Giants.
No, thank you.
We'd love that.
So we're going to have our man Jay Gruden on tomorrow, and his brother John has been available for quite a while.
Yes.
Since 2021 was the last time that he coached, and I believe that John, without going into the gory details, has paid his dues and paid his price, and it's time for him to have another job. He loves Jaxson Dart. I think he would be a great fit here, but if John Mara decides that John Gruden is still too hot to handle for whatever reason, I do like another idea of another guy I know a little bit, and that's Lane Kiffin, because Lane coached Jaxson Dart for 39 starts at Ole Miss over 3 years. So nobody knows Jaxson Dart's game better than Lane does. Lane's a hot commodity in college coaching and can probably snap his fingers and have just about any job he wants. But if he wants to get back into pro football, and I remind everybody that once upon a time when Lane was just a baby, he coached 20 games under Al Davis for the Raiders. It went badly. It became a disaster. But Lane, if he still has a hankering to try pro football again, because his father coached for a long time as a coordinator in pro football, this would be a good spot for him with Jaxson Dart if, in fact, they don't want to go first John Gruden. That's just me.
Yeah,
You know?
I think they got to go offensive. They got to go offense. They got their guy in Jaxson Dart. You get Scatterbo back there. You get Neighbors back. Continue building out the offensive line. You know, really get this offensive unit going. I would love to see John Gruden in New York because I played for John.
Yeah.
He's a great motivator. He's great at getting the young guys going. He's great for veteran players. You know, he lets you be yourself, but you know he holds you to a high standard, but he gives you a ton of freedom. And we talk about the geniuses in the league, McVay, Shanahan, all these guys with these creative offenses. I've played in Gruden's system with Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. Yeah. John Gruden made Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow was an all-pro under John Gruden. So was Darren Waller. Derek Carr had the most.
He did.
He was finally playing his best under Gruden. And Gruden has a system where he comes in and Gruden doesn't have a big ego like, this is my system, this is how we're going to run it, you need to do it exactly like this. Gruden's going to come in, he's going to scheme up stuff, he's going to get guys open, he's going to, you know, he really reminds me of Sean McVay. You watch the Rams play, they're scheming up runs, they're banging runs in there, they're running into premier looks. They got all the route tree is completely alive. So I think if Gruden comes in and gives, you know, insight and knowledge to Jaxson Dart, and then Jaxson Dart grows within the system, with Gruden, you have a massive menu at the line of scrimmage. You have code words, you have all this stuff that kind of sets him apart from other offensive coordinators. So I would love to see Gruden. I'd stand up on the table and I'd bang on that table to get Gruden in New York.
Every player I've seen on podcasts, they all have positive things about John. They love John.
He drafted me. He drafted me in the first round and put the playbook to the side. How he run that building, how he run the facility, how he hold everybody accountable. You know what I'm saying?
You're not texting when he's talking.
Fuck no.
Love that. Love that.
No,
you guys always talk about that.
He in front of the room.
Yeah.
He gonna have every guy attention. His team meetings are second to none. You know
Wow.
Yeah.
They so entertaining. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be thinking about your phone when he going through the opposing team. He going through that team meeting.
Who is this guy here?
Exactly. He gonna have your full attention.
Yeah.
He's so prepared, and I think what he does great is he get the max out of all his players, man. Like this, he have an individual relationship with all his guys, and he get the max out of all his players. And I think that's what a good head coach do.
And let me tell you why. I rode on the flight to the Pro Bowl one time from L.A. maybe or Dallas all the way to Hawaii. When we sat down on the plane, first thing Coach Gruden did, pulled out his laptop and his clicker. I went to sleep. I woke up, it was on that clicker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I went back to sleep. I woke up, he was on that clicker. When we landed, he was on that clicker. And I said, Coach, you been watching film this whole time? He said, I have to know everything I need to know about everybody that I'm going to be talking about at the Pro Bowl. It's 66 guys or something like that at the Pro Bowl, like both sides of both teams. He's calling the game. So he's studying tape on all those people that he's not even coaching. He's just calling the game. So imagine the detail he's putting into coaching a team. But not only that, this is New York. You need a guy who can handle the media, handle the lights, but most importantly, handle all the different personalities on the team. That's what he's a master at. I can handle all the different personalities, and he's adaptable. So I'm with you. I'm with everybody when I say I think it should be John Gruden.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Aqib hit a good point. He has an individual relationship with all of his players. That's him pulling guys aside, giving them some encouragement, getting on them when they need it. He really is the life force behind the entire program. When we were in Oakland and Las Vegas together, we lost him, and I mean, it was like the whole program was done. But if you want a guy in New York that can handle the pressure, handle the lights, handle the media, and then build your program around your offensive weapons, that's the guy for the job.
So, as you all always talk about, there are leaders and there are not leaders. And John Gruden was born to lead a franchise. He's commanding, he's impressive, he's got charisma. He can take over, as you point out, a room like nobody I've ever seen. And when he won me over I was covering Raiders pre-U back in the Al Davis days. And one day at the end of practice, I witnessed John and Al Davis. May he rest in peace. I was a big fan, got to know him very well, but nobody messed with Al Davis except for John Gruden. And John went up to Al because Al was intruding in practice and got into a screaming match with him in front of the players. And I thought it was the strongest thing that John could do for the players, because he's saying to the owner, no, I'm in charge, you're not in charge. Because it's that Jerry Jones factor of the players still think Jerry's in charge of everything, that the owner's just a puppet. And there was some of that going on with Al Davis. That's pre your time there, obviously. But John is afraid of nothing or nobody, or any call to be made in a big 4th and inches or whatever. John's a stud, born to coach in this league at the highest level. I hated what he went through, hated it for everybody. But again, 3 years, we're going on 4 years. To me, you paid your dues, man.
Yeah.
Right?
And last point is, you talking about he's not scared of nobody. We talk about the greatest defenses of all time: 2015 Broncos, 2000 Ravens, the Buccaneers in what year? 2002.
Yep.
Who was the head coach then?
John Gruden.
John Gruden. If you listen to the people on the team, if you had to pick somebody on that defense who was probably the enforcer, it's probably Warren Sapp. When I went and watched America's game, Sapp said, and most people, coaches and all this, he intimidated them. He said he was talking to John Gruden about their defense and how good they are. And he said John Gruden told him, well, if y'all are so good, how about y'all score 10 times on defense? He challenged them with all of those Hall of Famers. Y'all say y'all so good, show me how good y'all are. And they went and did it.
They
Dang.
did.
That's a John Gruden thing.
Yeah.
Because before that, we know Tony Dungy was. He put it in place. He put the players in place. But then John Gruden did what he did on offense. But he went to Warren Sapp and said, hey, I don't care who you think you are.
Yeah.
You ain't where you need to be.
Yep.
And they went and did that. They won the Super Bowl. So that's just
They was
John
a good defense the year before that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean when I say John, he get the max.
Now they historic
take that
defense.
same defense,
Yep.
and then
Made
this year
history.
they come and then they make history. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, 80% of the chat said that firing Daboll was the move. So maybe next year for the Giants, they got some hope, right? New coach, get Scatterboo back, have Jaxson Dart, neighbors, maybe they draft well. We might see some life in the Giants next
What's
year.
the other 20% thinking?
I know.
Right.
They're like, we want to
Maybe-
keep him.
maybe,
We love a 20-41 record.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, maybe. Oh. They're saying to fire.
To
Daboll.
fire. They
20%
20% didn't
said
want to
don't.
fire Daboll.
Oh, they don't want to fire him.
But I do want to look at Jaxson Dart because, like you said, this is his 4th concussion protocol of the season.
Oof.
That's insane for a young guy. He's going to end up like Tua. This isn't looking good. So, Richie, how long can Jaxson Dart play like this?
You know, he's got to learn. He's a young mobile quarterback in the NFL, and he needs to learn to protect himself. He needs to learn to take what the defense gives him and get down. You don't want to make him less aggressive. You want him aggressive, but you want him protecting himself. Your best ability in the NFL is availability. And when Jaxson Dart is not on the field for the Giants, they do not have a shot to win. So it's a learning process. We saw Jaden Daniels go through it. We've seen a bunch of young RG3 went through it the worst. You know, he was a up-and-coming talent and career sidetracked by injuries, really ended by injury. So Dart won't last too much longer running around like this. You know, he can't play hero ball like this. He's got to be out there for his team. And this whole year, you know, now that Daboll's gone, Neighbors is gone, Scatterboo's gone, this is a learning year for Jaxson Dart. This is a year to sit back and evaluate what goes right, what goes wrong. And now 4 concussion protocols in 9 games, that's not the key to winning. So he's got to smarten up.
Definitely. He 4 in 9 games is crazy. And to be honest, I probably watched all 9 of those games. It could have been 7. It was a couple times where he got up a little and they didn't take him back. I'm like, bro, he's asleep, bro. I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
It could have been 7. You know what I'm saying?
agree.
It could have been 6 or 7. So I say it all the time. Running quarterbacks got to deal with running back problems, man. So
I shouted you out this morning on my interview, man.
I
So
know.
everybody know
I
the
was
key.
thinking it when
I stamped it this morning. That
Keep
running
on
back
running.
stuff, running back problems. I stamped it this
It's
morning.
inevitable. I don't mind my quarterback running, but you got to do it smart, man. You got to get your ass out of bounds. You got to slide early. Don't try to get that extra 3 yards. Just slide early. Get down so it's clear as day, or get out of bounds. And you can't run just every time it's a bad play. Just take off and run. You can't do it like that. You got to run situationally on 3rd downs. You got to run in the red zone. You got to run in the 4th quarter. You know what I'm saying, minimize it to those situations. You just can't do it all game, or you bound to somebody hit you from the back and then they come hit you. Like, it's the NFL, man. And when you run, when quarterbacks run, we defensive guys. We trying to tear your ass up. I don't even tackle.
what?
But when the quarterback run,
Fine.
I'm trying to come touch something. You know? I got one of the best hits of my life on Tom Brady. Him taking off trying to get a first down. Bam! Same foot, same shoulder. Flipped him on his back. Bam!
Where'd you hit him?
I hit him right in them legs and make him. I want you to land on your head, Tom. Then hit you like a running back. You know what I'm saying? That's probably. You can Google it. It's probably one of the best open field tackles that I had. Tom fell straight on that back. Bam. Then he bounced up quick. I said, damn. I wanted him to
Stay
get
down.
up slow. He said, good hit, kid.
Where were you? Who were you playing?
I was playing for Denver. He was
okay.
playing for New England.
it
It might have
the
been the AFC Championship. It was
AFC
that year.
Championship
The year we
game?
won the Super Bowl.
Wow.
It was that year. But when the quarterback take off, man, defensive players, it's like a bullseye on your head. We trying to take off on you. So he's not going to make it too long, man. But the thing is, if you take the aggressiveness running out of his game and don't
What does
allow
he
him to
have?
run, is he the same quarterback? Is he Jaxson Dart? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. It's hard to measure that because you want him to be Dart, but then you don't want him to be hurt. But
Yeah.
Well, you can make runs, just get down faster.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
get those
but I
3
mean-
yards, go
Exactly.
from 15 slide.
but
Yeah.
but you look at the run he got hurt on yesterday. He had just took off and
He was
somebody
following. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
following his blocker.
He was following his blocker. Then
Yeah.
somebody came and hit him from this way. Then somebody else hit him. Like so, sometimes you can't get down.
Yeah.
The ball. He lost the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
in the
You
air.
lost
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ball.
yeah.
Now you're trying to recover the.
Yeah.
Sometimes he couldn't avoid that yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to come with all your rushing attempts. If you got 10 to 12 rushing attempts every game, yeah, it's going to be on the shelf. I promise you.
And everybody, I believe, is going to say he can't play very long like this. We just got to look at history. Players with this style of play, I've always given a 7 to 9 year window to maximize who they are. If you look at history, the guys who run a lot to maximize their play before their body breaks down, it's that 7 to 9 year window. You go back to Randall Cunningham. Started really good. He tore his ACL in 1991. You know what happened the year before? He had the most rushing attempts he had his whole career with 119, 116. He didn't play really well until 98, and he was first team All-Pro. Passing, you know who he was throwing to? Randy Moss and Chris Carter. You know, that helps.
Yeah.
You go to Michael Vick, started his career running, had his issue, came back, ran a little bit, wasn't the same. Body started breaking down. Look at Cam Newton. He had started after he won MVP. Then they played them opening night. And what happened that game? They was tearing Cam Newton up. And then what happened? He started getting hurt. 2 years later, Messi showed up, never the same. Who's the current guy? Lamar Jackson. What is happening right now? He's in that 7 to 9 year window. His body's starting to break down. And that's what he do is he runs.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson been MVP multiple times. But I said to maximize who they are. At some point, if this is your play style, your body starts to break down. And then what happens when you got to stand there and throw? That's why the Jalen Hurtses are going to last, because he runs when necessary. He know how to get down, but he can make the throws.
Right.
John Elway, he slowed down, started making the throws. He made the runs when necessary.
Patrick Mahomes.
Got it, Patrick Mahomes. He runs when necessary.
Yep.
Josh Allen, for as big as he is, and as explosive and he can run, Josh Allen will kill you with his arm from that pocket.
He's slowing his running down.
Yeah, he's slowing down because
he was
what
towing
was
that
happening?
line.
Yeah.
he was
He
towing that
getting
line
toe
too.
up.
But like,
He was
You
right
can't
there.
play,
Throwing that line
like
right
this.
there.
You
Yeah.
gotta sit. This is why I love being around Kurt Warner, because he keeps pointing it out. At some point, you're gonna have to sit in that pocket and beat people with your arm.
Yep.
Even your guy in Denver, he runs when necessary. And Bo Nix, if he wanted to, could run all up and down the field. Big body, can run. He can make people miss. He can run you over, but he's running when necessary.
Yep.
This kid is making a living doing this.
Yeah.
You can't last in this league doing that.
Won't
Yeah,
last.
yeah.
You won't last. So he has to evolve if he wants to last in this league.
Steve Young, prematurely
Yeah.
gone, concussion.
Steve Young.
RG3.
RG3.
Keep going.
Troy Aikman, gone, but he wasn't a running quarterback by trade. He would run a little bit, but he just stand in the pocket getting rocked. His first
Yeah.
3 years, he got rocked, man. Some guys are more susceptible, and as you guys know, the more you have, the more susceptible you are to
Yeah.
getting concussed. And this is, for your life, way more dangerous than tearing up your knee or your Achilles or whatever. This is for life, man.
Yeah.
Right.
This is bad to me, and I know how much you've loved him, and there's a lot of talent here, but I don't love anything about what I'm seeing so far, because I look at his numbers. He started 7 games. He's only averaged 157 yards passing a game. That's not great.
Nope.
But he has to run to star, and
Exactly.
it's kind of what he does better than he's a better runner than a thrower. Not that he's he's got a nice arm, but he said last week, he said, it's really hard for me because I just want to compete. I just want to score. Okay, we get that. He said, I'm going to play the game the way I want to play the game. It's actually the way he needs to play the game, and yet some guys just have that built-in preservation gene that I can't explain, where you just, to your point, you just know to get down. You don't, like Emmitt Smith. I'm changing positions, but we're talking about a running back. I was there for all of Emmitt Smith until he went to Arizona, but he never took a shot, man. He had quickness in confined space, as Norv Turner used to say, where no one ever got a quote-unquote kill shot on him. He ran out of bounds like crazy. He's not going to fight you for a half yard more. He'll just run out of bounds. Well, look how long he lasted. Look at the numbers that he put up, because he had the self-preservation gene. I just don't do that. I'm not a physical I'm not going to run over anybody. Well, look at what Caleb is doing. Caleb runs his ass off, man. He was running like crazy, as you point out at the end of the game. He took the game over running. But Caleb, even at USC and Oklahoma, he's got this knack. He doesn't take big shots. Right. He'll make you miss like crazy, and when he'll hurt you, and then he'll slide, which pisses people off more than right. Like when a quarterback gets 12 yards and slides, it just rips your guts out. Like you're saying, come on, fight like a man, right? Like fight fair. Because the game is rigged to protect the quarterback, right?
Right.
So you have a built-in rule that saves you from concussions if you'll just use it. But Jaxson Dart, because he's the toast of New York, I'm gonna run that guy over at the goal line. Well, okay, then do you want to play for 2 years or 3 years? You know, like now the clock's already ticking on you, because he had 1 in the preseason, I think, but 4 this soon, it's only going to get worse. Now you're going to start seeing him where his head will just barely touch the ground, and he'll get up, like you said, he's asleep. Because it just gets worse and worse. I don't love this. He's going to have a come to Jesus, you know, where you
First
just
they're
say,
sit
hey.
him down for the season is pretty much over.
Yeah.
Man, they're going to sit him down. I'm surprised they ain't put him on IR.
Well,
like make him miss a whole month.
Well, why aren't they wearing, I know you guys are ex-players and like it's not cool. Why aren't you wearing the extra padding on your helmet? If you're a quarterback.
Hey, that extra padding ain't going to do that. That brain still
You
going to
don't
rattle.
I understand they added it, but that ain't.
He's not going to do enough. No.
That ain't going to do nothing.
He could have had that extra pad on yesterday. His helmet still came up, tooth still came out.
But he has 7 rush touchdowns in 7 starts. That's phenomenal.
Right.
But it's dangerous.
But that's why he's addicted to it now.
I mean, he's
he
addicted to it
care.
because
He wants that touchdown.
7th is tied with Josh Allen among quarterbacks, but overall it's 5th overall among everybody scoring touchdowns. I mean, that's been his claim to fame. That's why he's the toast of the Big Apple.
And it's the difference in putting your body in harm's way to get those touchdowns and how Jalen Hurts is doing it. He getting them 1-2 yard line, get in here, get my touchdown.
Right.
He putting his body in harm's way to get these touchdowns. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but Gerald got beat up for a while until he learned.
You gotta learn. Everybody got to figure it out.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think you look at Josh Allen and you look at Caleb Williams. First, Caleb Williams, he came into the NFL and he thought he was going to run around and do USC stuff.
He did.
He thought he was going to be able to escape to the sideline and make throws down the field. He learned real quick that the speed's a lot different at this level.
He did, but he's not getting beat up that much.
Well, he learned.
Yeah,
he learned, and now we see him using his legs, but it's wide open. Like the run is there. He's going to go down there. He's going to get like those 2 runs yesterday. He was basically untouched going in. Now you make the Josh Allen comparison. Josh Allen, his first couple years, you know, they got the playoff. They're locked into the playoffs. They're going to the playoffs, and this guy's going down the middle of the field hurling people. He learned that to self-preservation, to protect himself, to help the team. I can't do that. I still think you can do design runs with Jaxson Dart because you anticipate the contact. You're running downhill.
Right.
You know, run them a couple times a game, get them downhill, get them down. It's when the plays break down. And Jaxson thinks it's all on me. Instead of moving and creating space and manipulating the defense and making a throw downfield, his first thing is just to tuck it and run with it. And then that's where you get into the issues.
And you said Caleb learned from year 1 to year 2. What changed? His head coach.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, for sure.
That's why he needs John Gruden.
Yeah, no doubt.
His head coach changed. He said, "Hey man, what are you doing?"
Right.
No.
But I still don't know if Caleb was just getting blasted like Dart.
No, not like this.
No, not
Caleb
like Dart.
He is a smart runner, bro. He is quick as shit.
Very smart.
To be so big, he quick as shit. He get out. He either throw it on the sideline or he get his ass out of bounds. He slide real early. You know what I mean? He a smart runner.
Right.
So that's probably why he ain't been in the tent yet.
Right.
Well, the chat is wild for this one. 70% of you guys said that he does not need to change how he's playing. So you guys are rooting for him to get injured. I'm confused.
They want to win now.
You're like this.
Giants want to win right now.
All right, though, let's talk about the AFC North because it's absolutely fallen apart. So we saw some life in the Ravens yesterday, and the Steelers, we saw what happened to them. Sorry, Aqib, I know you're rooting for them. And the Bengals, word on the street is that Joe Burrow went back to practice today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. The North right now is completely up in the air, but I do want to talk about last night because you had them winning the North, the Steelers. So Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers were less than pleased with the team and Aaron Rodgers' performance on Sunday Night Football. So let's take a listen on what they both had to say.
How would you assess Aaron's performance tonight? How would you? We didn't run the ball as well as we usually do, and then we didn't get open, and I didn't play as well as I usually do. Our defense played really well tonight, and offensively we were pretty bad. So we got to find a way to get open on third down. I got to find a way to hit them, and because that was just some bad ball. We're 5-4. We're leading the division. Yeah, I got to watch the film. I mean, I can't take off like I used to. I felt like I was moving okay in the pocket, but maybe I need to sit back a little more, but I'll look at that.
So, Aqib, after what you saw last night, do you still believe Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers will win the AFC North?
I do.
Oh, my gosh.
See, that's y'all problem. Y'all see one game, and y'all just want to flip everything.
I've seen a couple games. I saw one game that they showed up on defense.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Right, true.
Yeah.
So you ain't seen none of the 5 wins.
They showed up on defense versus the Patriots.
They got 5 wins. They act like they don't have 5 wins. They was 5-3 before the game yesterday. That means in 5 games, they did enough to win the game. You know what I'm saying? In 5 games, in 8 games, they averaged 25 points. Like last night was the first game they had 3. You know what I'm saying? Before that, they averaged 25. So Harbaugh always play A-Rod like that. He never beat him. He just don't beat Harbaugh. You always had that guy who just got your fucking number. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody out there. You probably had a D tackle. You probably had an O lineman. I probably had a wide out who just like, fuck, I ain't scared to play him or nothing, but he just got my number. You know what I'm saying? And that's Harbaugh with A-Rod. He don't beat him. And that offense played bad. It wasn't just A-Rod. Guys drop balls. If that ball high, Jonnu Smith, you a damn professional tight end. You got to catch that ball. It's third down, bro. You jumping early, you look like one of my 8U players. Like, seriously, bro. Like, find a way to catch that ball. You a pro. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just A-Rod. It was drop balls out there. You know what I'm saying? It was missed blocks out there. And the defense, they are opportunistic defense. They didn't capitalize on their turnovers. They had a chance to get turnovers and let A-Rod and them start on the 40, start on the 30. They dropped interceptions, a lot of them last night. So,
What, like 6 or 8?
2 or 3. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Okay.
when you on that defensive side of the ball, if we got a chance to get 3 turnovers and we get 0, then we missed out on all our opportunities. So they got to score in the red zone, which they didn't do. They got to get turnovers, which they didn't do.
Right.
That's their MO. We score when we get in the red zone. We get our turnovers. That's how they going to win games. So I don't think one loss versus a good Chargers team, I don't think that just flip the whole season for you. They got a tough remaining schedule. The Ravens got a tough remaining schedule. And the biggest part about it is they play each other twice.
They do.
And I think this thing going to come all the way down to week 17 game, Pittsburgh versus the Ravens, and it's in Pittsburgh. So they at least they at home for the showdown. So I think that last game of the season is going to determine who represents the North. And Pittsburgh will be at the house for that.
Yeah, I'm not basing what I'm saying off last night because everybody has those games. All right, you just had those games, a bad day at the office. But you got a little Talib over here who's a champion. I was great in the community, you know. never was a champion, but you can you can answer this if I'm right or wrong. You got to be playing your best football in November and December, going to playoffs in order to win.
Yes.
You want your champion.
You got to be
right?
playing your best football in December and January. November,
I'm saying.
it kind of gets started.
But the teams in November, you get it started. This is why I'm saying I'm going with the Ravens, not because of last night, but because of where things are trending. If you look at the Ravens' last 4 games, defensively, which was their Achilles heel, they've been giving up 14 points a game.
Yep.
They're trending upward. They got Lamar back. They're scoring 25 points a game. Pittsburgh, the last 4 games, defense giving up 28 points and scoring 23 points a game. You look at Ravens, they got to face 2 top 10 offenses and 2 teams currently in the playoffs. Pittsburgh got to face 3 top 10 offenses and 3 teams currently in the playoffs. So the schedule favors Baltimore. They do got to play each other twice. However, how they're playing currently and how things are trending, Lamar's back, the defense is playing better. I just feel like Baltimore's going to edge this thing out. Just how they playing right now. Like, it's just because of where things are trending.
Yeah. I'm not out on the Steelers just off that performance last night. I'm definitely concerned about the offense. I think Rodgers has kind of lost his touch. This is what we saw with the Jets, and now this is what we're seeing with the Steelers. He still throws a nice ball. He could still rip it, but put a little air on that one to DK. Put a little more air on that one to Jonnu, right? And keep the chains moving. Those could potentially be touchdowns. To me, it just looks off. They have Jalen Warren and Gainwell. What they're missing is a big thumper. They're missing like a Najee Harris type. Like, they want to be physical. They want to run downhill. So when the offense is off, that's when the defense has to come in. That's when the defense has to get a bunch of turnovers, like against the Colts, and give them good field position and let the offense just kind of grind it out. You know, they're not gonna be in shootouts where they score a bunch of points, but you got to be able to keep it close. And I agree with you. I don't think the Steelers right now are as good as the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, I said they were on life support earlier in the season because they had all their guys and they looked terrible. But the way that defense is playing now, and Lamar's back, Lamar's just getting better, and I think that there's 2 games left. Baltimore's sitting 1-0 in the division. Steelers are sitting 1-1. So it's all going to come down to those 2 games against each other, and then that's gonna really figure out who wins the NFC North. And right now, if I'm a betting man, I'm betting on the Baltimore Ravens.
So, Kinsey, I am so tempted.
Oh, I love to hear it.
So tempted
I already know what you're going to say.
to go Joe Burrow, because I believe Joe Burrow sat and watched that disaster last night for the Steelers and said, you know what, I'm going to go practice tomorrow. And that means with them on a bye, they're coming off a bye, that just maybe, what's their next game? They're at the Steelers.
They got a pretty tough next 4 or 5
Okay,
games.
they got tough 4 or 5. My problem is Joe Burrow obviously can't play safety, so I can't.
I was going to say, can he play linebacker?
Yeah.
Because
Or-
Flacco's slinging it.
But if Trey Hendrickson comes back, and I don't understand his injury status, but if he can come
It's
back
week to week.
against the Steelers, again, Aqib and I picked them to win the AFC, so would I hang in there and fight with them? The good thing is their last 3 games, unfortunately they have to play 5 before then, but their last 3 are at Miami, then Arizona at home, and Cleveland at home. They could win their last 3 if they desperately needed 3 to tie and get in or whatever would happen.
Right.
But these next ones, at Steelers, Patriots, at Ravens on Thanksgiving night, at Bills, and then Baltimore again at home. God, I don't know, man, with that defense is statistically way worse than Dallas's defense. It's the worst by far in every single category.
Well, I wish
So
if
it's
the
hard.
Bengals knew that Joe Burrow was going to come back, they would have made some moves at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that, so I don't see him going anywhere.
Okay, now, I've been saying for 3 weeks, here come the Ravens, to both of your points.
You have been calling it.
All I know for sure about the North is the Steelers ain't going to win it. All I know for sure is, and I'm going to dig in on this once again, Aaron Rodgers is washed up. LeBron likes to call it washed. I'll keep
agree.
the up on it. Washed up. That guy I saw last night was shell of self. That guy completed 51.9% of his passes. That's his worst completion percentage in a game in 5 years. He was 0 for 5 on passes beyond 15 yards. They went 9 straight third downs without a conversion and wound up 2 of 11 on third down and 0 for 1 on fourth down, as you know, which was a ridiculous throw into double coverage into the end zone that had no chance whatsoever. He is over the hill, washed up to the point that he's lost his courage in the pocket. You can't win in this league, as Kurt Warner would be the first to tell you. You want to talk about courage in the pocket? That guy had all-time guts in the pocket because he would take shots in the mouth to deliver a football to an open receiver if so required. Because for a while, Kurt Warner was taking shots where I'd wince watching it. But Aaron will duck and cover at the slightest bit of pressure, wherever it is, on the safety. He's just like, oh my God, and he drops the ball like, ooh. And there were 3 throws last night where he is doing fall-away throws, where he's just wheeling and ducking because he's 41, he's on borrowed time and he knows it, and he just doesn't have the stomach for taking the hits that you have to take at that position to win football games from the pocket. Obviously, he can't move the way he used to move. When he used to be able to hurt you with his legs in his heyday. He can still fling it and rip it. To your point, I give you that. But man, you're looking for hide your eyes on a lot of wild high throws because they're going to go wild high because he's ducking cover in the pocket. So unless the Steelers force 6 turnovers, that's the recipe. You need.
So they forced 6 turnovers in all 5 of their wins.
Hey, well, that's what I'm saying. But
They only got 6 turnovers in one game.
But against a good team, Indy, and you're going crazy about, they're back, they're in business, here they go. No, they're not. It was an aberration. It was a fluke because Danny Dimes came unglued. He did. He turned it over, 5 of the 6 times. And if he does that, he started turning it over against Atlanta. It went overtime yesterday. But if you look at the yards that he put up, he threw for 342 against Pittsburgh.
That's what you do in garbage time.
Okay, well, it's not. It was still a game. It was 27-20.
Well,
27-13.
Yeah, I wouldn't say.
That's garbage time. Kind of what Baker Mayfield did yesterday.
Yeah.
You probably like what Baker did in his last drive yesterday.
Did.
That was garbage time.
Yeah.
Let's sit back and let them complete. As long as they take 4 minutes to score and they got an onside kick, and that's their last hope, we'll give you that touchdown. That's called garbage time, Skip.
Well, I wouldn't say that they have to take the ball away that many times. They just got to just stick to the formula that works. Play great defense, run the ball. A-Rod just deliver the necessary throws.
Right.
He's not the put everything on his back guy anymore. He's just not that guy.
No.
But you can't break the formula and expect to win. This is who the Pittsburgh Steelers have been built on. This is why Mike Tomlin's been so consistent with winning, because he always going to play great defense. They're going to be able to run the ball. The problem is they haven't had a guy who can push the ball down the field. Right. He can push the ball down the field. He's just got to do it more consistently. But when you break the formula where we can't run the ball and it's A-Rod, that's not going to work because he's not that guy no more.
Right.
So they ain't got to take the ball away over and over and over. Just get the necessary stops, rush the passer like they need to. I believe that Jalen Ramsey is safety. That's perfect for him because as you get older, you lose a step at corner. But when you got instincts, you got linked up like he has, and you can cover the field, that's perfect for him. They
Jalen
just got to
did
play.
impress me last
Yeah, they just got to play.
McConkey was gone.
Got McConkey.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying. They just got to play.
My man Mike Tirico says he's gone. And all of a sudden, Jalen says,
No, he's not. No, he's not. It's just that quick twitch and all that wide receiver. Okay,
McConkey can't run.
Put me back here. Watch what I can still
quick.
ball.
He quick, but
he put a move on in the little skinny post
Echoes
that he
or
ran.
whatever his name is.
And Aqib, I know they've had 5 wins, but one was like the Panthers, the Jets, the Browns.
We can't say
we
can do that. We can do the same thing with the Patriots. We could do that same thing with the Broncos.
Please say the Colts.
We could do the same thing with the Colts.
Okay, but they've got 8.
We can do that. We can do
They
that.
don't
with
have
everybody.
5. They have 8.
I mean,
but
we can do that with
we
everybody.
We can't say that with the Panthers because the Panthers was just on a win streak. So you look back, that's still. I don't care what they did. Yes, they still are good. They just beat the Packers, who people is still arguably at the top of the NFC. Like they got some good wins.
If A-Rod hit Jonnu Smith, if Jonnu Smith catch that ball, that he act like that was the hardest ball in the fucking world to catch.
If
he catch that ball, if he catch that ball, if Joey Porter catch the ball that was thrown right to him, Joey Porter Jr. catch the ball that was thrown right to him. That's a totally different ball game right there.
Even in the DK Metcalf
Even
throw,
if he hit DK on that, everything
if
changes.
puts a little more on that.
Because I don't care what y'all talking about. Justin Herbert ain't showed me he can handle pressure yet.
He's
Them
He
3
ain't shown he can handle pressure yet. So
them 3 plays, that's a totally different ball game. So I mean, you don't make them 3 plays that go downhill.
You love
on to the next
QBR, right? You love it. You hang your hat on QBR.
I love it.
So Aaron Rodgers had a QBR last night of 5 on a scale of 0 to 100.
It was bad.
It was the 4th worst of the year for anybody.
Yeah.
That's just
But it was a
terrible.
loss.
Yeah.
What was Baker's?
Okay, well,
A 58. And what was the final result?
what was
A
Drake?
loss.
What
Who
was
gives a
Drake
fuck?
Mays?
55.
Who cares about a
I had to
quarterback
look at the.
You did.
I never looked at QB. I had to look at it.
Thank
Who
you.
cares about a quarterback who's gonna put it all and do all this? Bro, that don't mean
the
nothing.
Pittsburgh Steelers have to go to Jacksonville. Can they win that? I doubt it. Then they have their bye for Las Vegas at home. They can win that. But they got the Eagles on a Monday night. They got at Kansas City. They got at Dallas. Be careful with those new revitalized Cowboys winning. And then they got Houston and finish at Denver. You sure? You sure about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because I'm not.
I give them 3 of those.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give them Las Vegas, Houston, maybe at Dallas, maybe.
3 of
Pittsburgh.
those.
They got a chance.
I don't know. Me or you wrong. I'm looking at a different.
No. Chargers end in Denver.
Chargers ended.
Chargers end.
Oh, maybe I'm looking at. I'm sorry. Maybe I was doing.
The Ravens end in.
Yeah, maybe this is the
Ravens end with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah.
You was
Yeah.
going. That
I
was
was
the
doing the
Chargers.
Chargers.
schedule.
That was the Chargers. you was looking at.
Yeah, they got Bengals, Bears, Bills,
Yeah.
Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Steelers, or Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got the Ravens twice.
The
Got the Ravens
twice.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ravens got them twice.
And the Bills, and the Lions.
The Ravens got
Yeah.
the Packers. The Ravens got.
The truth is, the North hadn't even started yet. That's
Yeah.
to me.
It's about to
Yeah,
take a
like
while.
it's
about to
kind
take-
of a
that
fresh
last-
slate
Always.
there.
It's gonna come
Always.
down to that last 5-6 games.
Well, the North is up for grabs, but 75% of the chat says the Steelers are not it and not going to take it. So, but let's talk about their opponent because the Chargers are the weirdest 7-3 team of all time because they beat the better of the AFC teams, the Chiefs and the Broncos, but then they got smashed by the Colts, then got beat by 2 of the worst NFC East teams, the Commanders and Giants, barely beat the 3-win Dolphins and the 1-win Titans. So very confusing what's going on here with the Chargers. Aqib, how big of a threat are the Chargers to the AFC West?
They're a real threat.
You think? Okay.
Yeah, of course. The AFC West is the most competitive division in football. You know what I'm saying? You got the Broncos, you got the Chargers, you got the Chiefs. All 3 of those teams will be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So the Chargers, they play great defense. They got a top 5 defense. They top 10 scoring defense. I don't think they get a lot of credit for the defense that they play. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I always start. They've been overcoming injuries left and right. They 7-3. They don't got their tackles. They don't got their backs. They've been missing guys on defense. Derwin James missed 2-3 games. Like Khalil Mack done missed 2-3 games. So they overcoming injuries like no other. And it's because the guy who they got leading this thing, man, Coach Harbaugh is a real leader, a real winner. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy who gets the most out of all his players. It don't matter the backups. If you in the class of this 2,000 guys in the league and you on his team, he's gonna get the most out of you. You know what I'm saying? So I like how they play. I like the guy leading the team. I like their quarterback. I really like how they play defense. And to be honest, I'd rather play the Bills in the playoffs than the Chargers. I'd rather the Bills have to pull up on me than the Chargers to pull up on me. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
Yeah.
they're legit. They are a legit threat in the AFC. If you're coming out the AFC West, we are legit over there. That's the best division in football. So
Yeah. I mean, they got a shot. They got a shot with the record. They're sitting at 7-3. They got games against the Jaguars, the Raiders. Those are their next 2, so get to 9 wins. Then they got the Eagles and Chiefs. Let's say they split there. That's their 10th win. Then they got the Cowboys, the Texans. There's another 2 wins. And then they finish up with the
Texans
Broncos.
have a good defense. I wouldn't give them
They
that
do.
one.
What's that?
Texans have a good
You
defense.
can't
Really?
I don't know if
Texas
just-
have a
Yeah,
good
but the
defense, but
Texans
I
are
wouldn't
just so up
give
and
that.
down. They got Davis Mills
a
playing.
good defense don't equal wins. I keep
Right.
telling y'all that.
I mean, the defense is good. The defense for the Chargers is really good. I like what Jesse Minter's doing with them. They got some big bodies up front.
Yeah,
Tart
yeah.
and those guys.
Yeah.
They got some great DNs. The linebackers fly around. I really like watching
It was
Perryman
fucking
play.
hitting yesterday.
Perryman, dude, he is a hammer, bro.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, Henley, that guy's flying around making plays all over the place. Listen, they're at where they're at in the season. They got 7 wins. They got a path easily to 10, 11 wins. So we got to take them serious. It's all going to come down to that offensive line and keeping Justin Herbert upright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Joe Alt. Joe Alt's not coming back. Rayshawn Slater was out
Not
for the rest of the
coming
year.
back.
They got the 3 starters in the middle, but during training camp, they were bouncing those guys all over the place. They had Bozeman playing left guard. They had Zion Johnson playing center. Now it's all reversed. So they can't really handle too many more injuries on the interior of that offensive line, let alone tackle. They go down a tackle. They're on their 3rd, 4th
They made a
tackle.
trade for Saints.
He stinks. He stinks.
Did he stink yesterday?
Penning, he didn't play.
Oh, he didn't play.
He didn't play. He didn't play. And with Penning, he came into the league and big, tall guy, kind of on not developed yet because he was a project. He has this massive frame, massive size. They played him at tackle in New Orleans, didn't work out. They played him at guard in New Orleans. And you don't let good offensive linemen go. And To me, he's not a great offensive lineman. So you plug him in, and I mean, you're really just kind of, you have scraps up front that you're trying to make work. And look at Herbert last night. Herbert was taking some shots.
Yeah.
Herbert was, guys falling around his legs, taking him down, slamming him in that pocket. So
He's tough, man.
if they could keep Herbert upright and let him do his thing, yeah, they're a real threat. But I have major issues with that offensive line.
Yeah. And for the AFC West, okay, they are a threat because they're 3-0, but it's going to come down to, I believe, just like the AFC North, that final game. Because if you look, you said 2 wins because they got to go to Jacksonville and the Raiders. You gave them 2 wins.
Yep.
Let's not forget, Justin Herbert hasn't beat Trevor Lawrence yet, not in regular season or the playoffs. And last time we seen them win at home and have to go to East Coast, they played the Giants and they lost.
Yep.
Aqib knows about traveling, taking that trip.
Yeah.
They just won at home. They got to go to East Coast
Yep.
versus the Jaguars, who ain't no pushover, so we can't just say, oh, that's a win.
Yeah.
I don't have them beating the Chiefs, okay? So now you're already a game back from Denver, all right? So now you got the Eagles. We just giving them a win versus the Eagles? We don't know.
No,
the Eagles are, okay, we got the Raiders. They got to go to the Cowboys. They have the Texans at home. We don't know what's going to happen with the Cowboys. That's a toss-up. And the thing is, why we can't just give the Chiefs the win, the Chargers the win, is because they've been like this all year.
Yeah.
Right.
They have overcome the injuries, but they've been like this all year.
Right.
So now
7-3.
it
I
comes down.
don't know if I call this 7-3. Like,
Well, it's
this like
the
5-5.
Well, I'm saying, like, if that's when we're saying the win, like, are we giving them that win?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. You can't.
Right.
They haven't played consistently enough where you can just say, oh yeah, they beating them.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So you go to Denver. I got them losing both games versus the Chiefs. I'll tell you why. Andy Reid is 22-4 after a bye week. I got them beating Denver, and then they got to play the Chiefs on Thursday night football away. You usually take the home team when you got to travel. Okay, so I got them losing those. But then they got the Commanders. Denver versus the Commanders, that's where you can say, oh, yeah, they got them. The Raiders, yeah, they going to beat them. But then they got Green Bay and Jacksonville. Okay, I don't know if they'll win both of those, but they'll win for sure one. That's going to come down to the final game.
Yeah.
So
What's going to come down to so how many losses you got the Chargers with?
He just gave him like 10.
Yeah, a bunch of
damn.
losses.
He was like, losing that.
No, because you can't. Okay, the Jags is a toss-up. We don't know. You
Right.
said they will
But
win.
you play him twice.
Right,
They play him
I'm
twice.
saying
Maybe they'll
that
split that.
No,
Even if
play
they
the
lose
Jags.
3 more games,
exactly
they're
twice,
still
right?
going to the
The thing
playoffs.
about them is
Chargers-
they've
the
got
Chargers
to 7
and
wins,
the
so they
Chargers-
have a path to 10,
But they're
11
game
wins.
back.
Exactly.
They're-
Even if they
they're-
lose
they're-
3, they still going to the playoffs.
They're a game back, but it all
We
comes
said-
down to that last
the
season
question
game
wasn't
against
the
Denver.
playoffs.
That's
The
going to
question
be
was
for the
the-
AFC West.
The question wasn't the playoffs.
That's going to be for the
question-
winner.
That
Yeah.
was the question.
Even if they don't win the AFC West, they still going to be
That
in the
wasn't the
playoffs.
Right.
question. The question was
Right.
the AFC West. We know they're going to playoffs. I'm talking about who's going to win the West.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm only talking about the West.
It's all coming down to
It's
that
going to
last
come
game
down to
of the
that
year.
last game.
It is.
That's what I'm
That's gonna
saying.
be-
It
that's
will
gonna
come
be a
down that last game.
Huge game. And the
Because
Chargers don't.
because
Chargers
the
don't do well in
schedules-
those games.
The schedules are like this.
Right.
So I believe that last game was going to determine who win this.
Right.
And Denver right now is defending home. They are undefeated at home. So, and they already a game ahead. So are they a threat? Yes. Do I have them overtaking Denver? Nah.
So you got Denver winning the West.
Yeah.
Which is why I'll conclude this by saying the Los Angeles Chargers are 0 threat to win the West. 0 threat. I love Jim Harbaugh. He has changed their culture. I loved what he did last night because their battle cry was let's bully the bully. And they did that last night to the historically great Steelers' physicality. They just came out and said, no, we're more physical than you are. That's what that game was all about last night. But Aqib, you said this is 7-3 in this. It is when Justin Herbert's your quarterback. That's what you got, because I never know what to expect from him. I don't trust him. I don't believe in him. Jim Harbaugh has worked minor miracles with him so far, trying to speak him into existence. He bangs on his pads before every game.
Get them going.
Yeah, to say, you're it, man, you're it. And he tells the media, this guy's awesome. He's this tall. It's like he's he's some
QB whisperer.
Yeah, QB. Well, he is.
He is.
He played the position. He made a Pro Bowl once upon a time. He wasn't a great quarterback, but he was pretty good for the Bears. And yet he's trying to make Justin Herbert into the second coming of a quarterback that he's just not. He just goes rock-headed. He had a QBR of 32 last night, which is why I can't read a lot into what happened because I don't trust the Steelers. So again, those were two, to me, mediocre kind of teams that one played more physically than the other. And so in the end, if you look at the Las Vegas odds, they give the Chargers no shot in this. It's between Kansas City, barely over Denver, and then it's a distant third to Chargers. So on threat, if Jim Harbaugh's a threat, I'll give you that. But he can't play anymore. He can't play quarterback. If he were a quarterback, they'd be a threat.
Yeah, I just see the whole West is going to come down to one of them going to have 4, 2 of them going to have 4 losses, one going to have 5 losses.
Okay, well, you got Bo Nix at quarterback, so you're good, right?
Yeah.
We great. We got the best D in the league, man, with a smart quarterback, a winner.
Well, good for you, Aqib, is that the chat's riding with the Broncos winning the West. So
really? Wow.
Yeah, majority of them are going with the Broncos.
Yeah. Okay.
I do want to give a shout out though, because this show is presented by Rose Sparks, and if your man needs help in the bed, Rose Sparks is a prescription treatment that might be right for him. So let's talk. When a guy is confident in the bedroom, he's not overthinking, and he can just be present. That's when everybody's having more fun, and that's why I'm excited about Rose Sparks, because they can help take the pressure off. So make you feel more confident, you're both having more fun. So here is the deal. Rose Sparks is a 2-in-1 prescription treatment that contains sildenafil and tadalafil, the same ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Which makes Sparks special is that they dissolve under the tongue, which means that they can hit your bloodstream faster than pills. And once the medication dissolves, Rose Sparks works in 15 minutes on average. Plus, because of the dual action formula, Sparks can stay active in your system for 36 hours. So much more time for fun, and the whole process is easy and discreet. Ro connects guys with a medical provider through an online visit, so there's no awkward in-person appointment. If he's approved, treatment ships right to your door, super discreet. So if prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off Sparks and recurring plans. So tell your partner, get connected. It's ro.co. So that's .co/grid to find a prescription. Rose Sparks are right for him. Again, that's ro.co/grid for $15 off his first order. Compounding drugs are permitted to be described under federal law, but not FDA approved, and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. So for full safety information, go to ro.com/safety info. So if you're looking to spice things up and help him feel more confident in the moment, check out Rose Sparks and see if it's right for him. Thank you, Rose Sparks. We love you so much. Now, everyone in the arena Friday was undoubtedly all in on Baker Mayfield, right? We had a little debate. Some of you guys weren't here, but the debate was Baker, Drake May. Everybody was Baker. So we come back to the question today. The Patriots are now 5-0 on the road. Very impressive. Going into Tampa Bay yesterday and kind of showing them that they can take on good teams. So let's look at it here. Who do you guys have a better quarterback now? Are we all still going with the same thing? Skip, who's better, Drake May or Baker?
Oh, I still got Baker over Drake May. You mean in the big picture?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
All day?
All day.
Okay. You haven't changed your opinion from yesterday?
No, I don't know if we're going to do this now. Do we want to do who played better, or are we doing the Patriots first?
Oh, super. Okay, let's start first with,
did
New England prove to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender? Let's start with that.
Yeah, I think they did because regardless of, when you look at the schedule, you got to look at, okay, what games, when you look at contenders, what games matter? Okay, to be a contender, what you want to do is you want to be anybody in the top 4 teams with really good records are contenders. Some people get in just because they won a division, like the Bucks got in that year at 9-8 or something like that.
8-9.
They wasn't a contender. But you look at this team, how they're playing. What do they do great? Which is what you got to do defensively. The number one is stopping the run. Got to be able to run the ball in the playoffs. If you can't run on this team, you got to throw. Okay. So now you look at what they've done on the road. If they're top 3, which they'll probably be at the end of the year, they're going to play a lot of home games, okay? So you want to play home games. But if they do got to travel, The two most important games that they've had this year on the road that they've won in a close game is the Buffalo Bills, who were rolling at the time, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They made the necessary plays to win those games on the road. Okay, they're really good. Number one in the league is stopping the run. So now it comes down to who will they have to face at quarterback. Look at the AFC quarterback. So you got Daniel Jones. He ain't proving nothing. A-Rod is old. We still got question marks with Lamar. Bo has been to the playoffs, but he hasn't done enough in the playoffs. So that leaves Justin Herbert. He ain't did nothing in the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence. He ain't did nothing in the playoffs. So that leaves Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the two quarterbacks that are threats in the AFC. They got Drake Maye, who's playing lights out right now. Who's
he ain't did nothing in the playoffs neither. Put him in that boat.
But that's what
Put
I'm
him in the
saying.
boat with them niggas.
He's in the MVP convo right now. So it's basically even across the board because you only got two quarterbacks that's over here that are threats. Everybody else is over here, including Drake Maye. So they got just as good a chance being contenders as anybody else especially what they did yesterday. The rest of the schedule is favorable for them. They could end up as the number one seed because of their schedule. So yeah, they're legit Super Bowl contenders because the AFC is just wide open this year.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree that New England is a legit Super Bowl contender. You look at their record, they're 8-2. They're in the driver's seat for a possible number one seed. This has Vrabel's DNA all over it.
Yeah.
Stop the run, physical. They got Travion Henderson going yesterday. That guy, he is explosive. Drake Maye playing at a high level, making plays. Not going to wow you with stats or a bunch of explosive plays, but they make enough plays to win.
Right.
And what I like about New England is this isn't their final form. This is a young team with a young quarterback. They got a bunch of great young players, and they're just coming into their own. And them going to Buffalo and getting a win, that's a huge confidence boost. Now they go down, they grind one out against Tampa, huge confidence boost. So I really like where this thing's headed. Really respect Vrabel as a head man. You know, he gets the most out of his guys. You see him talking in that locker room. Those guys respect him. So Patriots, I mean, they're not playing their best. They're playing really, really good football, but I think they have another gear. I think that they can turn it on. The schedule's favorable, and they got a shot at the number one seed.
Yep.
I agree. Let y'all do all the stats and all that other stuff. I really just look at a team, and it's a yay or a nay. Is this team hard body? Can they win a chip? I look at the Patriots, and they look like a team led by a dog-ass Super Bowl winning defensive end type of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
He is.
That DNA is clear. You probably couldn't tell me half the players on their defense. The motherfuckers fly around. They physical as hell.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you look at the numbers. They stop the run, the best in the league. They 8th in total defense. They offense is middle of the pack run game, but clearly you see it can be super explosive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pass game, it can be super explosive. So I think they hit enough explosion plays, and the confidence that they play with is just written all over the team. And that's the kind of stuff that I look for, man. Maybe not QBR, quarterback rating, and I'm going to look at what you're doing against this run, and let me see that confidence ooze off your team. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how y'all play as a team, how it look. I don't know. Maybe I got that Super Bowl eye, you know what I'm saying? Maybe all the playoff games I've been in. You know how that shit go, Kinsey.
I'm sure
I just
you
been
do.
around it. So
Yep.
I'm telling you, it look a certain way. And the Patriots, they for sure got that look this year.
I agree, only because of the head coach, and I can't believe Tennessee fired him, but he's made for this franchise
Yeah.
this way to remake it in his image on the fly. He's on path to be the coach of the year. Josh McDaniels is perfect for this kid quarterback. Just perfect.
Yes.
Because he is really, really good at what Josh does. And they have that defense playing at such a high level. They're number one against the run. So you can hang your helmet on that as you go into the playoffs. As you say, they win every game on the road. You can run with that, man, when it comes time, when it starts to snow, if you can stop the run on the road. And listen, Christian Gonzalez, what he did to Ibuka yesterday, especially in the fourth quarter, I know it was hot and humid, and you guys know it better than anybody because it was rainy, humid, where it just.
Oh, that's the worst one.
That's the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
muggy.
terrible.
That rain in Tampa and then it go away. You
Oh,
just gotta- no, man.
That's miserable.
Man.
But Ibuka looked like I'm not saying he was quitting, but he was just getting locked down, shut down, where he was running out of gas in the fourth quarter because Christian Gonzalez had him locked up all over the field. And when you can take, look, there's no Mike Evans, there's no Chris Godwin, there's no Jalen McMillan from last year. So it's kind of Ibuka or bust, or Cade Otton, maybe Sterling Shepard here or there, maybe Tez every once in a while, but it's Ibuka or bust, man. That's who they are right now. And if Christian Gonzalez can say, no,
Yep.
I got him everywhere,
Yeah.
man, it gets harder and harder to find somebody who's separating. Baker's back there, and then they're coming and they're blitzing. And yet that game yesterday, it was a 3-play game because he hit the one on the cross, against the blitz that kid Kyle Williams broke for, 72, and then Trevion breaks 2 big ones. That's that's it, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the game?
If that was Bo, y'all be saying he played shitty. He didn't do anything.
Okay, well,
But I guess
You talking about Drake?
talk about
Yeah.
Drake. Okay,
Oh, no, I don't think it was just 3 plays, Skip.
well,
I
I
ain't with
do.
you on the 3
It
plays.
wasn't much.
Okay, so Drake May completed 16 of 31. That's 52%. That's not great.
He
Okay?
ain't do much. I promise
Okay,
you that.
All right, but he was 5 of 9 against pressure, and he will stand in there. Although the one to the crossing route to Kyle Williams, it looked like he kind of flinched, and it was still rainy at that point. I thought the ball slipped a little bit. It just happened to go to the right place. It dropped right over Kyle. I'm not sure he had complete control of the football in that one. So he got a little bit lucky, but again, he threw the end zone interception that kept Tampa alive. That was late in the, that was, it's 5:25 left in the game. So I still think it's a 3-play game. If you take those 3 away, then Tampa's hanging in, and Tampa doesn't have nearly as good a defense. Like I know you picked them, and
Oh, no, they not. They defense
because
ain't.
their defense looks a little more raggedy each time I watch it.
Well,
a little more raggedy.
The reason I can't give you a 3-play game is because Baker Mayfield, last time touching the ball before the third quarter, was 7 minutes and 20-something seconds left in the second quarter. They had a 7+ minute drive where he completed 3 passes to get first downs and then the touchdown throw to end the half.
That's his best drive of the game.
That's what I'm saying. So if they don't get points, that's a 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, well,
It's a 7.5 minutes. You see what happened last week in 7.5 minutes? The Commanders lost Jaden Daniels. So a lot can happen in 7.5 minutes. To hold the ball for that long and he's making all of these throws on that drive, that's why I say it's more than 3 plays. Now those big plays, that's, the defense, and then he threw the pick at the end. But you got the 2 big runs, but the throws he was making, he was completing throws to keep the drive going. That drive alone is what gave them the edge. Because after that, it wasn't much.
You ever seen a quarterback take a knee on 1st and goal? Take a knee to kill the clock? You ever seen that? Because I've never seen that.
Brilliant.
Never seen it before, ever.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but why is that not smart?
Well, it's brazen, man. It's saying you can't keep us out of the end zone even if we have 1 fewer down to play with.
Yeah,
right?
that's a knock on the defense.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
I would, if I were in your shoes, I would take that very personally. Oh, he kneeled on 1st and goal?
Yeah,
Kneeled?
they should.
I think before we go to the Baker and Drake, I think another key component to them being contenders is them winning that home field, and you having to go play in New England, man. New England don't get credit for being a super tough place to play.
It is.
Richie knows.
It's tough place to play, and it is cold up there.
Get cold as shit,
Yeah.
and that shit get the rocking up there. So I think that's gonna be a real advantage for them guys too, man. They gonna be real proud of Drake May and Vrabel, what they got going, and they gonna have that music, that noise pumping in that motherfucker. It's gonna be a very tough place to go get a win. I promise you that.
Well, let's do a little deeper dive. So who actually played better, though? I know you talked about it a little bit, Skip, but Drake May, Baker Mayfield, who played better yesterday?
I got Baker, and I got him on QBR, which you don't like, but it's 58-55. But when I look at, as I just mentioned, Drake May completed 52%, and Baker completed 65%, 28 of 43 for 273. Drake had 270 because of the big plays. And yet Baker's 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, and Drake Maye did make one big mistake throwing the interception in the end zone that kept Tampa alive. So I was proud of Baker yesterday. And I want to make the point that on the key play of the game was that 4th and 3 with 1:55 left. They have driven, and he's completed some big passes. They bring the house. He's under fire. He lost one of his starting offensive linemen already. They're not very good to start with. And they are all over him, and it looks like he's sacked 5 times, and somehow he slips free of another sack. It was going to be the play of the year. And he gets the ball away to Rachaad White, but the spy is there. The safety was there to tackle him. If nobody's home, if Rachaad White's just trying to block and then he's open, we're having a whole different discussion because he might still be running. But I swear the safety is spying Baker and was there to tackle Rachaad White.
And what was the score then?
It was 21-16.
We were on the
27. They're 27.
Opponent's 27. How much time was left?
1:55.
How many timeouts did we have?
I don't know about
3.
3.
Kick the ball.
Okay.
Why are we going for it on 4th down? That was, we could put that on.
Because you get caught up in Baker's magic.
Yeah, but
Baker magic, baby.
Yeah, but
if he did it all year, you can't tuck your tail now. You know what I'm saying?
But it's 4th and 3. Okay, so if you don't get it,
and they just had a 7-minute drive and ain't give us the ball back, so we just can't bank on getting the ball back. You know what I'm saying?
But you still got
playing
3,
good right now.
You still got 3 timeouts.
But that 7-minute drive is on the back of my mind. Like, shit, they just done this before the last half.
Yeah.
I might kick a field goal and not see the ball back and look like a damn pussy in the media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're riding with Baker magic, you got to die with Baker
Got to die with it. But
Yeah.
I say they played even, though. I say it was
Even.
You said it was 55, 58. That's
Even
damn
though
near even.
you're all about the win.
I am all about the win. It was.
Well, you're giving Baker some respect.
But I'm just saying, who played better out of the quarterbacks? The team, the Patriots obviously played better because they won.
Yeah.
Out of the quarterbacks, though, it was really even, man. Neither one of them really came out and dominated, in my opinion. Drake had the nice crossing route. Then he had the nice drive before halftime.
Yes.
Besides that, he came out, he completed the deep ball to Hollins, and then he threw a pick 3 plays later. He really didn't do shit else. Baker had a nice opening drive. He had one good drive in the 3rd quarter.
Okay.
He just wasn't escaping the regular Baker who we usually see. He couldn't get his ass out that pocket.
Right.
And he really done nothing else besides his 2 drives.
Because he's up against a really good defense.
That's what I'm saying. So whatever it is.
Higher degree of difficulty is Baker over Drake, right? Because
But Drake is the one who on the road. He the younger guy. You the vet. You the 8 year in your prime. I'm just a little 2nd-year sophomore.
He wasn't really.
He on the road.
He
But,
wasn't.
I mean, he wasn't.
You know.
He had to travel. He had to operate like he was on the road. Fuck who cheering. We don't even hear the trick. It's just how you have to operate. I'm away from home. I got to travel. I don't sleep in my own bed. I got to eat this food opposed to my food I eat at home. It's just being on the road. And you count that last drive, but a minute and 30 left, that bullshit drive where everybody's 14 yards off and he's just throwing 14-yard passes all the way down. That's 65 yards and a touchdown. I wipe that away. That's
right,
you don't get credit for that.
that's what he does.
But you don't get credit for that in my book. That's called garbage time. So you wipe away his garbage time drive. Shit, he had 2 good drives. He had 1 good drive and a good throw, a damn dime though. So I give him that. Y'all played the same, man. Nobody came out and dominated this game. It was fairly even.
Yeah. I'm going Drake Maye, just because he got the dub. Drake got the dub. Baker's stats were better, but Drake got the dub. And the turning point of that game was that drive before the half, where he goes down, he gets the ball to Diggs, dot to Diggs, Diggs gets down. Diggs is a stud. He is, the Bills are sorely missing Stephon Diggs right now. But Stephon Diggs in this system with Vrabel, he knows he can't get off the guardrails. He got to stay in between the guardrails. Hopefully he doesn't lose his mind over the next couple of years. But I think having Diggs with a young quarterback like Drake,
4 kids on the way.
There's a lot going on behind
Things
the scenes.
might affect Diggs.
But look
That
how
might be why he playing so good.
he's got to pay for all those kids.
Shit.
But when you saw Josh Allen really make that step and really turn into a stud, Diggs was his guy. Diggs was his guy to go to on all big plays.
He was.
So Drake goes in there, they score on that touchdown, they come out, they get the ball after the half. Travion Henderson goes off, scores a touchdown, and then the Patriots played with the lead the rest of the game. Baker did play well. You know, he's down. You know, he doesn't have Mike Evans. He doesn't have Godwin. He's got Ibuka. Ibuka can only do so much. But I'm giving it to Drake. I think Drake and this young team, they got something special going, and it's all behind Drake Maye making plays.
Yeah, our defense just let us down, man. Like you can't give up that long a drive before the half and give up a touchdown.
Right.
Like at least try and hold them to 3. To give up a 7.5-minute drive.
Yep.
To give up points, and then for me, I say kick the field goal, but I understand why y'all said don't, because of look at what you've been getting. But I also look at the other side. Baker wasn't playing overly great. He ain't in that Baker stratosphere where you like, hey, let's die with Baker on 4th down. It's like, hey, man, we need to take all the points we can get. So I feel like if you take the points right there, now it's 21-19. You're kicking the ball with 1 minute and 55 seconds left with 3 timeouts. Take your chances, because what happened anyway? They won with a handoff. So it's like, same thing happened anyway. So you got to take your points, but you can't allow that to happen. Team that don't really run the ball well, and then these big explosives. People forgetting, what about the big explosive that got them down in the red zone before Drake Maye threw the pick?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these just big explosive plays, man. You know, it's like, you just...
Would you agree New England's defense is way better than Tampa's?
I think so.
I'd say
Like
yes.
way
I think so.
I'd say yes.
Because the problem is Tampa can't rush the passer at all. They get no consistent pressure, so that's why Drake Maye had big advantage over Baker. I get it. It's at Tampa. I get it's a big game, big showcase game against Baker, but Tampa's defense, I mean, they're 17th in 3rd downs allowed. They're average at best.
Yeah.
While New England's defense is top 10. They're just solid, and on 3rd down, they're the 5th best in allowing 3rd down conversions. So, man, it's hard. Baker's degree of difficulty was much higher than Drake Maye's yesterday.
Well, in the beginning of the season, we were all hyped on Baker, thinking MVP this
Well, he
season.
was for
We
a
were
while,
really
yeah.
talking, kind of slipping.
Not all of us.
You were like,
Not all of us.
You got to update your resume, though. That's what this league
Not
is
all
about.
When he had all his weapons and the Baker Magic, they were rolling.
They were
They
rolling.
looked good. But now he's got Ibuka.
out. Well, everybody's been out. Mike Evans
drinking
out.
Magic with. He had
Yeah.
Ibuka at
I
the
know,
beginning of the year.
but you had Mike, you had the running
And he had
backs.
Ibuka out for like 3 games.
He barely had Mike.
Yeah, Mike wasn't
Mike
there
was
that whole
out.
time.
He barely had Mike.
But you did have Godwin for a while.
He had Godwin for like a game and a half.
Bucky Irvin.
Bucky Irvin's gone. You can't get the run going.
Man.
Yeah, I think
You got the same guys you got right now.
everything's changing. You just got to update your resume. I still don't think Emeka's fully healthy because, man, if
Right.
you ever pulled your hamstring, you ain't just coming back the next week
Yeah.
from a hamstring.
Now that
But-
motherfucker healthy.
But,
He
you know,
hopped in the end zone. You healthy. You just had Gonzalez on you. He make your ass look like you not
He
healthy.
did.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
he definitely strapped him. But, I mean, you go to the week prior to, he just, they just got to play better. As simple as that.
Well, let's talk about the MVP conversation, because after this weekend, this is what it's looking like. Okay, right now at the top, we have Drake Maye, quarterback we just talked about, Matt Stafford, Patty Mahomes, and then Jonathan Taylor. So let's get into this little conversation. Skip,
Yeah.
right now, who's your MVP and why?
Matthew Stafford. is
Oh,
my
okay.
MVP.
I like it, Skip.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love what Jonathan Taylor is doing. It's spectacular. It's Saquon-esque. He's having a year.
He's better than Saquon.
Yeah.
Have you
Well,
put him side by side?
You can make
All right.
the case. You can, but listen, Saquon. I mean, if Saquon had played the last game last year, he breaks Eric Dickerson's record.
Right.
To me, he needed 101 yards, and I
Yeah.
think he would have gotten them. But Matthew Stafford is 37 in year 17, and the highest he's ever finished in MVP is 8th. That's just impossible to me. You've never finished higher than 8th, and now he's on a magical, riding the magic carpet, where I love his coach. I love the connection he has with his coach. I love what Devontae has brought with Puka, because now you got 2 that you have to deal with. And I'm looking at these numbers. He leads the league in yards per game, passing yards per game at 270. He leads the league with 25 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. So obviously he leads in ratio of touchdowns to interceptions. 25 to 2 is ridiculous. He's got them up to 7-2. And he's he's second in Pro Football Focus rankings to Sam Darnold, which I don't understand. But again,
Sam going crazy though.
okay, he's going
going
crazy.
crazy.
I get it. But so is Matthew Stafford. So to me, what he is doing with his no-look passes, he's throwing at least one a game. And the one yesterday went to the other tight end for a touchdown.
Easy money,
You know?
too.
Yeah, just like
Easy
easy
money,
money.
too.
Okay. But what they did at San Francisco, that was impressive to me. And I know, we talked about it the other day on the show. And I know you're kind of going hard overhead. You're hoping the 49ers won, but you saw the Rams coming. They're
100%. I didn't have
really
them winning,
good.
but it's also a shell of a Niners team.
It is. I get it. But at home with Kyle, you saw what they did to the Rams on Thursday night when you went to the game here, right? I mean, that was what a coaching job he did. He had nobody that night pulled it off just because of the division rivalry. Well, listen, Matt Stafford is it to me this year. It just feels like it's his year, his time. I think they're going to close strong. They get Seattle twice, and I think they can beat them twice. We'll see if they can win up there. I think the more questionable game, because Seattle is so great on the road, is the one at L.A. I think the Rams can win at Seattle because
They've been struggling at home.
they have under Mike McDonald. They haven't been very good. They're 5-8 under him at home. Well, now that went up one, so it's 6-8. So I got Matt Stafford.
I'm going JT.
Are you?
Love it.
Yeah, I think he just impact his team
Man.
more than all the quarterbacks
all
are impacting their team. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like the Rams been a good team. Before Stafford got there, they was in the Super Bowl. I'm saying it got a lot to do with Sean McVay.
It does.
In LA. Not saying Stafford don't put you over the top, but if you take Stafford out and put who to back up, Garoppolo or whoever, they'll still be a fucking good team. I just
They
know
wouldn't be this.
I just know how they play, man. Sean McVay is a genius. He know how to create runs. When you check to something, he know exactly what you check to. He gonna get to a run that get positive yards. That's why it don't matter who the back is. But back to JT, man. He leading yards. He leading touchdowns. Shit, he leading first downs.
Yep.
Yards after contact.
Yards after contact. You can go on. He's clearly the best back in the league. When it's a close game and other teams will be dropping back throwing the ball, they dropping back handing it to JT.
Yep.
He is they pass game, they run game. He got the best team in the league. They the top team. If you look at overall team, the number one team in the league is the Colts. And they go as he go, you know what I'm saying? In this last performance, man, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns, a walk-off with the... And this shit getting crazy. So, I don't know. It's one of the better running back performances that I've seen in a long time. Saquon was in that same boat last year.
He was.
And you seen what his team did, right?
Yeah.
When you can run the ball that good, you a dangerous team. And I think they cranked up that defense a little bit. DeForest Buckner and Travis Ward will be back soon.
He will.
Off IR.
Yep.
I think that'll equal more man coverage because they had Sauce playing a lot of fucking zone. I didn't really like that. But
And then before the game, they said he was going to travel with Drake.
he did travel with him.
He traveled in the second half. But
He traveled with him the whole game, but he just didn't play man on him. Sometimes he traveled with him and y'all played zone. So
you know what I'm
he kept
saying?
falling down.
He kept falling
He kept falling down. Sauce
That's
was
what I
all
thought.
over the ground.
I'm talking about travel. I'm talking about me and you, like you used to do. Me and you,
that's
wherever.
man coverage though, but
That's what
you
that's
can't
what
just
I
get a
think.
guy and switch your whole scheme from zone to man. You gotta like ease that shit in. They gotta make sure they got another corner who can handle it, and you gotta let everybody get used to it. So I think they did a good job making their zones look like they was gonna play man all day.
Yeah.
They had them down on the line, then he'll play cover 2, play cover 3. But I think that more man coverage, that shit you talking about, as the season go on, we'll see that a lot more.
Tavares get back.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be on. But man, hey, when you can run the ball like the coach, man, if you take him out and put another running back in there,
It's a different story.
it's a totally different
Seen
story.
it yesterday.
It'll be a totally different story, man. I promise you. He find holes that other running backs won't find. He hit corners that other running backs just wouldn't hit, man. So I'm going JT.
Yeah, I'm going Jonathan Taylor as well because we're talking about the most valuable. You said Matthew Stafford is 25 to 2. Okay. There's no, you can't take away, knock somebody for their touchdowns, okay? But we seen 3 of those to Devontae was 1 yard, 2 yard. Well, you can draw that up. What JT is doing, we're talking about the most valuable. If you think about all the Colts' biggest moments, they lost to the Rams, right? Why did they lose? You talk about it all the time.
You got a 70-yard cutback.
You got the kid that had dropped the ball, but
A.D.
what happened
Mitchell.
after
Yeah,
that? A holding call on whose touchdown?
On
Jonathan Taylor.
It might have been the run of the year.
And then
too.
you put the
Yeah.
ball in the quarterback's hands. He threw a pick. When they beat Denver on that BS, they beat them on.
5
They
runs
had
straight.
7 plays. 6 of them was give the ball to JT. The biggest moments are going to him. Yesterday when they was playing, Daniel Jones picked 3 fumbles. He tricking the game off. You know what? Screw that. Give the ball to him. He put the team on his back. He's the most
I got to make
valuable.
one quick point before you go. Go. Who saved the game at the end? When they got pushed back to 3rd and 24 or whatever it was at the end of regulation, who saved the game?
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes took off and ran for
He made a
17
play.
yards.
He made
And
a
then-
play. Why were they in the game?
Okay. Well,
Why were they
I
in the
understand,
game?
but who saved the game?
Why were they in the game?
Okay, well, we get that.
Yeah.
He had to save it because he
Yeah.
fucked it off.
Okay.
The
Tricking
Colts
the
turned the
game
ball
off.
over
Then on-
twice, took
Tricking the
7
game off
sacks.
the whole time.
Okay, on 4th and 3, did they put the ball in JT's hands? No, they let Danny Dimes throw it to Tyler Warren, who I wanted the Dallas Cowboys to draft.
Warren's
Okay, and then
nasty.
overtime,
And they damn near
overtime,
lost the game doing that.
and they
Well,
almost
how do
tricked
you
the
mean
game
that?
off doing that. And what
Shit,
happened?
It had to be perfect.
It was.
Right.
What
I know,
happened?
I know it had to
Man.
be perfect.
And what
It might have
happened
been
in
easier
overtime?
just to give it to JT because he averaging damn 12 yards a carry.
What happened in overtime? Get a ball, get a ball,
Oh,
get a
yeah,
ball,
no
get a
doubt.
ball,
JT,
give the ball.
JT.
And you know the difference. When the other running back came in, Falcons was good. They was chilling. As soon as JT come in,
Game changer.
he
Yeah.
changes everything. He's the most valuable to
Yeah.
his team.
Love JT. As an offensive lineman, I am all in on him. He is a difference maker. I
Yeah.
mean, you saw this elusive speed, outrun everybody. I mean, that one play where he got kind of just wedged in there, the whole defense was collapsing around him. He takes it down the sideline for a touchdown. But this is a quarterback-driven league.
It is.
The MVP
Is a
a
quarterback
quarterback
award.
award.
Jackson Dart?
And that's a problem.
Don't say it. That's
Close second.
rookie of the
Close
year.
second.
Rookie of the year.
No, I'm going.
I know how
no.
much Richie love him.
I'm going Matthew Stafford. I really am. I love what him and McVay are doing. He's playing at a high level. He's making all sorts of throws. He's making explosive throws deep down the field. He's completing screens, getting the ball to the back, not making mistakes, scoring touchdowns. I think with the MVP voting, if JT has set the bar so high that if his play or his numbers fall a little bit, that's when you're looking at Matt Stafford and these Rams rolling through the back half of the season, making a bunch of noise, getting into the playoffs. So that's why I'm leaning Matt Stafford.
But
I like
you're talking
that
about-
pick though.
Yeah.
I ride with Stafford. If I
Stafford-
didn't say JT, I'll go with Stafford.
And
It's
Stafford-
like,
and
it's
He
A
make it
and
look
B.
easy.
And
One and
here's,
two.
and here's why, like right now, I'm just going like we don't know what's gonna happen moving forward. Like you said, JT has to keep this going. He need one more of them. It don't have to be as much
Yeah,
as
he needs
yesterday,
solid
but he need one
and
of
then
them.
another
Yeah.
But
big explosive
here's
game.
why I say JT really got a shot. Because we talked about Saquon, right? But look what Saquon was up against. He was up against Lamar putting up historic numbers, like ridiculous numbers, and Josh Allen putting on that cape. And the
Right.
things he was doing, what he was doing for his team is basically what JT doing now. It's him
Right,
do
I
it like
agree. Yeah.
so that's what Saquon was up against. It ain't nobody doing stuff like that this year at quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's playing well, but not
Right.
what them quarterbacks
yeah.
was doing.
But look at
so
Saquon
he got a
last
real
year.
shot this year.
Saquon has a chance to break the all-time
did.
rushing record with Philadelphia, and it still goes
still
to a
got
quarterback.
third. He
But
still was
exactly,
third.
it
That's
always goes
crazy.
to a quarterback. Because there's a quarterback-driven league. We look at wins, we look at success.
But it doesn't always go to a quarterback because LaDainian Tomlinson rushed for
did.
15 touchdowns in
Yep.
2006. As right now, in the first 10 games, that is where JT is at.
20 years ago, a
So,
running back won it.
I'm just saying,
Adrian
15
Peterson.
rushing
Offense-
touchdowns in
AP
10
got
games.
one.
AP won it.
AP
But I
won.
mean, my thing
When
is,
it don't go
So
to a
JT's
quarterback,
doing those numbers.
it go to a running back who having a dog ass year.
if it doesn't go to a quarterback, it's going to JT.
And this
I
is-
love what he's
I'll
doing.
tell you, man,
I'm all
this
in on
is
him.
the year-
I had JT written down, but then I keep thinking about it. It always comes back.
But I'm
It
just
will,
saying,
it
Richie,
will.
this is the year. Just like the AFC, when I talk about the quarterbacks and probably no quarterback
Yeah, I
just
agree.
taking
No
off
one-
with
yeah,
their
right.
play.
Yeah.
I agree.
Matthew
There's
Stafford
no one.
is balling.
Yeah.
We can't take, but
Right.
they're usually the reason being is because you got some of these quarterbacks that's just doing this astronomical. That ain't this
Right.
year.
But the thing with the MVP vote is Jonathan Taylor's putting up 244 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Okay, what are you going to do next week? What are you going to do next week?
Exactly.
But also, but look at what
inevitably,
happened.
his numbers are going to dip.
I
But
don't know.
another
Have you
reason,
seen their
Richie,
schedule?
Another
It's
reason.
not-
We can say the same thing about
I get it, but there's enough doubt in there for a
But
running
remember,
back
we
that
talk
if he
about-
slips a little bit.
But we talk about the most valuable. Remember when Pittsburgh took him away from the Colts? Whole team folded.
Right. Well, but now we see
folded.
Pittsburgh. They played
But
out
what
their
I'm
ass
saying
that
is
one
you
game,
seen-
and now they're back to
You
earth.
seen what happened when you didn't give him the ball.
It stops the whole
everything.
It
So I
does.
think they'll look at stuff
does,
like that
for
too.
sure.
You know,
100%.
I can't go Jimmy G could step in and do what Maye's
I would not
doing.
agree
I'm
with
sorry.
that. No.
No, he
I-
said
I
they'd be a good team.
I said
They'll be a good
I
team.
said Stafford puts them over the top.
Yeah.
He makes them an A+ type team.
But I saw Jimmy G in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl featuring your team up 20-10.
But you saw him
on
in the
Kansas
Super Bowl,
City.
though.
I
Yeah.
saw Jimmy
That's the
G
thing. You saw him in the Super Bowl.
starter for the Raiders for a
It's a lot of quarterbacks. You
and
can't
my
even say you
eyes
saw them
were
in the Super
bleeding.
Bowl.
No, they were bleeding.
My eyes
Guys-
were
well,
bleeding
it's guys
watching
like
Jimmy
that. It's
G.
but he's
And
talking
it
about
was
the coach.
McDaniels.
He's
That
talking about the
McDaniels
coach. It's guys like that. The Sean McVays, the
Sean
the
McVay
Shanahan,
Sean McVay had
yeah.
Baker flying on Thursday, man, hopping this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying.
That's all
They
I
beat
need
the
you to
Raiders.
do. That's all
That's
I
what
need
I'm
you to
saying.
do, bro. Look, and he just
put him
trying to
over
make
the
it
top.
easy, man. He a wizard with
Yeah.
this shit.
I know,
He's a
but Baker
genius.
threw a walk-off on Thursday Night Football, right?
did.
After
Oh, yeah.
3 days of practice.
It looked, and
Yeah.
the offense
Okay.
looked like he'd been there for 3
did.
years, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
That's
I
my point
understand.
exactly.
Okay, but go ahead.
Another thing, Richie, Matthew Stafford, as great as he is, he's throwing to Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Right.
Jonathan Taylor is in one spot. Everybody know he back there, and we all eyes on him. With Matthew Stafford, he's making the throws, but he got some options with Sean McVay.
He's got a bunch of great players.
That dude is sitting in one spot, and we still can't stop him. That stuff matters when they
Right.
doing the voting.
Well, what happens if they go down the stretch and they get a couple more performances like he had in Pittsburgh, where they just take JT out of the game?
They took him out.
Colts can't do
No,
nothing.
that's what I'm saying. He gotta
That's
keep
what I'm
it
saying.
up.
He's got to be
He
on
do
a
gotta-
heater
he gotta-
every
he gotta
single
keep
game.
it
What
up
does Stafford
all-
have to do?
Stafford just got to keep doing what he's doing. They got to keep
Well,
winning. You got to
you
keep.
can say the same thing about JT.
But,
Yeah.
but with a
We
run,
just keep doing what he
but with a
doing.
running back, it's so hard to win the award because it's so geared towards quarterbacks. Quarterbacks get all the votes. The MVP voters love quarterbacks.
You realize Matt Stafford just set a record. He's gone 3 straight games with 4+ touchdowns and no interceptions. I mean, that's just spectacular. And I will never forget what Bruce Arians said. This is 6-7 years ago. He had Brady, but he said,
Oh, yeah.
I always go out early for one quarterback and only one quarterback that I've ever watched because I want to watch him spin it in warm-ups. He goes out to watch Matthew Stafford. He's-
Man, dude.
That's impressive.
Dude, he's got a cat,
Matthew
man.
Stafford
I
is
know
cold,
Stafford
man.
the truth. I know he a Super Bowl winning
Right.
type
I
quarterback.
just, even on body of work, at some point, he just earned the right to be an MVP.
Yeah.
You're
he
right.
deserves
No
it.
doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's,
for sure.
I think
It's about
that's where-
time.
Sure.
That's where I'm torn, is because it's like I'm looking at what JT doing, but
Right.
the
Love what
humanity
JT's
in me
doing,
is like,
yeah.
man, go on, give my guy.
Nah, he
Yeah, in his
Yeah.
career, he needs it.
probably going. He deserved it.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
might be in the damn chip. How they looking right now?
They
too.
might.
They look good.
Crazy.
They look
Wait.
good.
Them DBs
Yeah.
coming along.
On-
That's what
on
I was
that-
worried
on that
about from corner.
subject.
Them DBs coming along, trying to touch that ball, man. So I'd love to see the Rams get another one.
Yeah.
But if JT keep doing this shit,
I know.
it's gonna be hard not to give it to him.
Well, the chat's right exactly with what you guys are thinking. They got JT a little bit higher than Matt, but they're right there. So let's take a bigger look, though, into the Rams, because the NFC West this year is an absolute battle, unfortunately, for my Niners. But the Rams and Seahawks delivering an absolute beatdown yesterday. Both teams 7-2. So, Richie, who's better, Rams or Seahawks?
This is tough. They're both playing really well. I mean, they're both playing lights out. I got to go with the Rams just because the quarterback play and he and Sean McVay are in lockstep. And McVay, I am such a huge fan of McVay because he has just such a big menu of plays. And when you watch them run the ball, they are shifting and motioning to get premier looks, and then they gash them. And like you said, it doesn't matter who the running back is. Now, Kyron is a great running back.
Drawing it up.
Liam told you what they do, bro. He gave you the sauce already.
They draw it up better than anybody. And then you go on to Puka Nacua. Puka is a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Catching screens
Insane.
over the middle. I mean, a couple of those throws early in the season to get those wins, just those slants by Puka. Puka going in there, no fear, getting under the safety and getting those touchdowns. And then you go to the defense. They got a nasty pass rush. They got guys coming at you from all over the place. You know, they lost Aaron Donald a couple of years ago, and they said, well, the defense is going to take a step back. They got a bunch of these young guys. Well, these young guys, Jared Verse,
Boys,
Byron
bro.
Young,
Yeah.
they got the juice. So, yeah, I mean, listen, Seahawks are playing really well. Sam Darnold's playing out of his mind, but I feel like the Seahawks are kind of like the upstart. The Rams, we know what they can be. They can be juggernauts, right? So I'm taking the Rams right now.
If they played each other today, I'm definitely taking the Rams too, man.
They play each other this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big one.
They damn near neck and neck in
Everything.
in every
Yeah.
statistical category,
They are.
offense, defense, except one, and that's giveaways.
Yep.
Yes.
The Seahawks got 16 giveaways, the Rams got 7.
Yep.
Ooh.
And that's going to determine football games late in the season, late in games. And Skip made me a believer, man. Sam Darnold going to turn it over when it count. You know what I'm saying? Even in these blowout wins, they up 35-0, and he just find a way to just get the other team the ball a couple times in these games. You know what I'm saying? So I think as the games get tighter, the games get more important, your true personality come out in those games. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's already showing shit. Y'all got 16 giveaways. He's a part of a lot of them. A lot of that 16 is Sam Darnold.
He's lost 4 fumbles.
Exactly.
Wow.
And how many picks, Skip? You know that?
He's 10, so 6, right?
Yeah, so he 10 out of the 16 is Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you turn that ball over, you lose games. So, man, I'm definitely riding the Rams because Stafford is taking care of that football.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams too. The Rams last 4 games, 3 wins on the road. That's a big deal. But that quarterback, Sam Darnold, he was on a heater last year. And then the season came down to the line, the last game of the season.
Yep.
Trick Daddy gonna be Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy is gonna be Trick Daddy. And then he got in the first round of playoffs. Trick Daddy gonna be Trick Daddy, which is why I don't trust the Colts. Because that quarterback,
Danny Dime.
half a season or whatever, I'm just seeing that. I'm just anyway.
Everyone's waiting
Sorry,
for it.
Coach.
Everyone's
I'm
waiting
not gonna,
for it.
Everybody is just on edge of when Danny gonna Danny. And yesterday we seeing more of it. Back-to-back weeks, all this fumbling anyway. Anyway, back to the Rams and the Seahawks. Matthew Stafford is the difference. He's just the difference, man. He's won the Super Bowl. He made a no-look pass in the Super Bowl with the game on the line. I'm riding with that guy. That's what, when everything's even, that's what I'm going with. And Sean McVay and his experience.
Sure.
I'm going with the Rams, man. Sean McVay is just one of those guys. So yeah, I'm going with the Rams too.
I think Seahawks, they're great. They're scoring points on defense. Everything's rolling the right way. Bring it back to the offensive line. They got some young guys on that offensive line. They got some injuries.
Line going crazy.
Well, for the Seahawks, though, they have
Tackles they drafted?
Yeah, but
I don't even know their name.
I know. Well, they got.
It's a good thing.
But they haven't been protecting Darnold. That's why he has the fumbles. That's why he has the picks. Darnold's under pressure. He's moving around, making mistakes. But I think when it comes down to offensive lines, again, the Rams check the box. The Seahawks are a kind of an unknown quantity up front right now.
So I call him Same Darnold because when you least expect it or most need it, he's going to turn back into same old Sam Darnold. Same Darnold. So this is easy to me. It's Stafford over Darnold. But I loved your point because if you look at turnover ratio differential, the Rams are 4th at +7, and the Seahawks are 21st at -4. Well, that's going to bite you at some point, right?
Got to.
Yep.
Because everything else is dead even. And I love what the Seahawks are doing because they're really good and they're really rolling. But in the end, it's same Darnold versus Matt Stafford, my MVP. So it's pretty simple to me that even though Mike McDonald, they've been winning like crazy. What have they won in a row? Now I've lost track. 9 in a row on the road. So here we go at Rams. This Sunday, I think it's the 4:05 game, the Eastern time. Okay, so here we go. I just think the Rams will get them at home and end that road winning streak.
We seen Sam Darnold in a shootout. He's in a shootout with Baker. They going blow for blow, and then at the end of the game, Trick Daddy gonna Trick Daddy.
Easiest pick of bro life.
The Seahawks are also 22nd in running the ball right now.
Yep.
They're not really getting the run game going, and
on the
you
game.
always
I
say
think
how important that
I think
is.
that's kind of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, because Sam Darnold gets 0 rushing
they
yards.
neck and neck, really.
Sam Darnold gets 0
I
rushing
think the
yards.
Rams are 16, 17.
And it's just straight running back yards. They get 100 yards straight from their back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same what the Rams do. They get 100 yards straight from their back.
The Rams are much more efficient running the ball because they're scheming it up. They got this thing going on in Seattle. Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. Who are we going to feature? What are we going to do?
But not. I think it's a nice situation they got.
They do, but they got to figure it out. And it's the offensive line. The offensive line.
But they run the ball the same as the Rams.
The Rams are a little better though. So if we're looking at offensive line, quarterback, and running the ball, the Rams are a little better.
Here's the separation. It's Sean McVay because if I can't turn the ball and hand it off, Andy Reid does this. My running game will be my quick passes. He gonna be able to draw it up. So I trust him to be able to substitute something for just turning the ball and handing it off.
Right.
And being able to draw it up, especially with the arm angles and everything Matthew Stafford can do. He don't need to just turn around and hand it off. They got so much they can do with misdirections and all this, man. That Rams, man. I
love McVay because he's dictating to the defense what they're going to play. Shift, motion, misdirection, slamming the ball in there. I mean, McVay's a master. I mean, McVay is a genius. He's the smartest offensive coach in the league right now.
I'm looking at rushing yards.
Seattle is above the Rams.
Yeah, Seattle.
Yeah, they like two.
Seattle averaged 1 yard more than the Rams.
Yeah, that's what I said. They neck and neck.
You know what I'm saying? They both run the ball well.
They both run the ball well, but I think the Rams are just a little bit better.
The separation is the coach. He don't have to just hand it off.
The
separation
is Sean McVay. He shift of motion. As soon as he see that guy say, "Hey, mix, bet." Let's get to this right. You know what mix is. They studying that shit, and that's what Liam was trying to tell you, bro. You better keep all your shit silent when you play the Rams. You better not tell them what you plan on defense, or they gonna tear your ass up.
They professional, legal sign stealers.
I love to hear that. Ooh. Okay, so you guys are Gil. If you're watching, everybody's riding with the Rams.
Everybody.
I'm sure he's so excited. We love you, Gil. Okay, but do you guys have them in the Super Bowl? I need to know that. Rams in the Super Bowl. If you have them better than the Seahawks, can you see them in the Super Bowl?
I know I rode with Detroit early, and they fucking looked great yesterday. But like I said, I don't care about points. I don't look at that. I just look at teams.
Yeah, man.
And
it's tough.
The Rams look fucking hard body. They just a confident group of guys, man. And they got a guy under center who done it. So I could see him. I could see him
And I feel
knocking off some guys.
I feel like if they run up, last year they was a Jalen Carter 2 plays away from being in the NFC Championship. I feel like they run up against the Eagles again. The Eagles just don't have that, whatever they had last year with that defense, it just ain't.
It's just missing.
Yeah. So I like the Rams.
When I look at the Eagles, I see that same confident ass, gonna be very tough to beat. I see that same championship type caliber when I see the Eagles too.
I think the Eagles are just missing it a little bit on defense. Jalen Carter's had a very quiet year, and they're built on that front seven, and they're getting gashed. I mean, it's been up and down. The offense has been up and down. I'm not saying that the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl, but I think the Rams are the class of the NFC. I think there's a small grouping of teams up there. You got your Detroit, your Seattle, your Rams, Philly.
Still in there, yep.
Packers, the Packers are like in and out. I don't know. But, I mean, they're one of the best teams. They got one of the best coaches, and they got one of the best quarterbacks. And they got Devontae, Puka, Kyron. They got a million tight ends.
Yeah.
And that defense.
Yeah.
And the defense is
cranking up every week.
Yeah. So my head is saying Rams. My heart is still sticking with the team I picked, which was the Eagles. But we're about to find out what the Eagles are made of tonight.
Tonight.
And then they go home and play Detroit at home. And their schedule to close is rough and tough all the way home. So and they still got a game at Dallas to play. So it feels like it could come down to Rams-Eagles, and this is the one. What were the Eagles up 26-9? I mean, the Rams are up 26-9 at Eagles in the early third quarter and blew it. Well, they may be wanting to right the wrong of that, right?
And they beat them in L.A. earlier in the season too last year. So
last year,
yeah.
We're going to find out a lot about Philly the next 2 weeks.
Here we go.
Well, we have a game tonight, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? So the Eagles are actually going to the Packers. So I need predictions. What do you guys think? These are two pretty much equal teams. Obviously, the Packers had that one tie, so on record. But what do you guys think?
I'm going Philly on the road.
Philly on the road.
You take away your best pass catcher, your number one weapon on offense. He will be needed in this game. He will be missed in this game. So the Eagles healthy. They got their guys.
Yeah.
You missing your guy. Shit, I'm riding with the Eagles.
And my big issue with the Packers when we had that conversation a while ago was that they didn't have a number one. That's always going to be an issue.
Right.
And when you just said Packers right now, you said.
Yeah, like Aqib just said, they don't have a number one. And the last time we seen the Packers, they lost to the Panthers, right? Because they couldn't do what?
Panthers. Run the ball.
Stop the run.
Couldn't stop the run.
But I don't look at games like, I did this against them and that against them. Because that shit don't matter. That shit never matters.
Philly's going to come in and run this ball.
Yes.
They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball with Jalen and Saquon. Then once they get that going, the play action going to open up. The defense going to get going because it's like, who going to beat you on offense? You see, so I got Eagles winning as well.
I got Philly winning. I got Philly rolling. I can envision.
Damn, here we go.
I know. I can envision Philly going in there and get the run game going. We saw what Carolina did to them. They're susceptible to the run. Philly is trying to find their identity. Like, hey, we got to get Saquon going. We got to let Jalen throw the ball down the field. I think with the Packers, you look at them, they want to run the football. They want to get Jacobs going. But up front, it's just kind of discombobulated right now. That offensive line isn't firing on all cylinders. And when you take away the run game and you put it all on Jordan Love, he's got a bunch of role players. They got a bunch of fast receivers, but there's no number one. Maybe you can make one of those guys into a number two, but you have a bunch of role players on there. You have a bunch of speed.
Bunch of Jags.
Yeah, but I think, again, it comes back to Philly. Philly's more talented. Philly's healthier. Philly's rolling. And I think Philly goes in there and gets a big win.
You know which way you're going?
Oh, man.
I know you're going to. I know. Now I'm tempted to go the Packers.
Skip went last. He's got the benefit of the doubt.
Oh.
It's okay. If you haven't thought about it, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to go Philly. I'll go Philly for you.
All right. I love this. For once, I am rooting for Micah freaking Parsons.
My God. Oh, my God.
To do what all you think that he can do at the highest level. I need him to be a combination of Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White and Charles Haley tonight. I need him to wreck this game because I hate the stinking Philadelphia Eagles, and I still am holding out crazed, delusional hope that my Dallas Cowboys can get on some weird, crazy roll and catch them in the division. They are 6-2, but I just mentioned their schedule is rough from here on out. Could they lose? Sure, they could lose tonight. I need them to lose tonight. I need them to go home and lose to Detroit. I need them to come to Dallas and lose to the Dallas Cowboys, and it still gets worse after that. I can see where they could lose 5, maybe 6 more games if they have one of those typical Philly late season collapses because you guys all said they're not quite right? There's something amiss. There's something afoul here. There's something a little wrong.
I didn't say that.
That was versus the Rams, not everybody else.
Okay, but we got it. But I just need Micah Parsons, number one in my heart tonight. Number one. We're number one. I need him.
I don't think he's ever been number one.
Okay, well, that's a fact. But I just need him to be what you guys say he is. Against Carolina, he had goose eggs. He had no sacks, no pressures, no hits on the quarterback. And you say, well, Carolina threw the ball, I forget what it was, like 15 times.
Like 9 times.
No, I think it was 15.
They threw it 20 times.
Was it
and
20?
Only 4 of them went over 10 yards.
Okay, all right.
It's no time to brush
Okay,
pass.
but usually if Micah just lines up, they give him a pressure. Seriously, if he just stands up and waves at the quarterback, they give him a pressure. And I need him to have 7 pressures and 4 sacks. His career high was at Arizona. He got 3 on Jacoby Brissett. I need 4 tonight. I need game wrecking.
Wow.
I need low scoring. I need Green Bay to rise and shine. It's going to be cold. They said by the second half it should be below freezing. So
But they're both used to that.
No, I know, I got it. But no wind, so that's usually what wrecks the game. But it's going to be like 28 degrees in the fourth quarter. So good. I need Green Bay to win low scoring. I got it 20-17 Green Bay.
Now, quick question. While Philly's doing all this losing, what Dallas going to be doing? Because they
Winning.
got Kansas City.
Not playing defense.
They got the Lions.
All at
they
home.
got the Vikings.
Okay.
They got the Chargers.
Okay, but all of our 4 tough games are at home, right? We got Philly, we got Kansas City on Thanksgiving at home, we got the Chargers at home, we got the Vikings at home. We can win those games. We are capable of winning those games. I give you Detroit. They're not going to be able to win at Detroit.
That's fair.
Although JJ went in there and won last Sunday, right?
Yeah,
The week
right.
Sunday,
That's
right?
fair.
I'll tell you what, you need Micah to be Superman tonight, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you their kryptonite. Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson is hands down, no question, the best right tackle in football.
Okay, but he
Absolutely.
hasn't played that way this year.
But he's still, I mean, Lane,
What did Aqib say earlier? What did Aqib say earlier? Everybody got their guy. Their guy they just can't. That's Lane.
Right.
That's Lane.
Listen, if I'm the Eagles, I'm finding where one is lined up tonight, and I am running right at him. I'm not giving him a chance to get started in the pass rush game. I'm going to chip him. I'm going to cut him. I'm going to have tight ends going back at Micah. I'm going to make it bloody for Micah, and I'm going to make Micah get
All right,
physical.
what do you think Rico Dowell told his coaches as they were preparing to go to Green Bay? He said, call me to go at him, because he's gone at him in practice and he watched him backpedal. Yeah. He wants no part of.
Where'd you get that from?
He backpedals like a DB.
Where'd you get? You seen the practice tape
Yeah, of what?
of Micah versus
I know.
Rico?
What Jerry say when they traded him? We traded him because he can't play the run. Period. End of story. Jerry said it publicly.
Well,
He can't
PFF
play.
ain't say that.
But
He
you
got-
just said that
that's-
happened in
PFF got him
practice.
as the best
They
damn
do
edge
not.
in the league.
That's ridiculous.
His run grade and on PFF is awful.
And you do love PFF.
So
I-
what? So what? Who lied,
I just
Jerry
said
or PFF?
They got Sam Darnold, number
you
one
trust-
quarterback.
Do they?
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
been around
PFF.
Jerry a long
PFF.
time. You done wrote all the
PFF.
books. You trust
He
Jerry?
trusts
Well, yeah.
PFF. Nah, PFF
Because I
is
trust what
legit
everybody's
public
telling
grade.
Jerry. I trust what the coaches are telling Jerry. Listen, Micah played last year all those big games at home when we got run out of the building by the Saints.
But you need it to happen tonight.
Wait, did you pick the Packers, or you?
No, I'm picking the
Yeah,
Packers.
he's picking the Packers.
Definitely Packers. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I got it.
What's the
No,
rule of
But
life?
I think he's picking the Packers because
What's
the
the
Eagles
rule
are
of
in
life?
his
It's
It's the
division.
rule of life.
the rule
So
of life?
he's actually rooting
Everybody,
for the
if
Cowboys
everybody
right
thinks
now.
it's the Eagles, I got this.
Okay.
Yeah, unless it's Baker Mayfield, then it doesn't.
All right.
doesn't
Yeah,
work.
okay,
All right?
okay.
Doesn't apply on Baker.
Wow. Okay. Well, majority of us have the Eagles. You're going with the Packers.
Yeah.
70% of the chat has the Eagles.
Oh.
But are you going with the Packers because for the Cowboys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's just
100%.
a story.
100%.
Great, crazy,
Keep the
hard.
delusion
It's
alive.
delusional.
Keep it-
I'm disqualified. I'm completely
I love your
but
loyalty.
I've thought from the start this Cowboy team could take off. I just think it could. I love the Quinnen deal.
Yeah.
You know,
Take
Great
off.
player. He's a great player.
yeah.
He
And
can ball, man.
Yeah,
They
he-
ain't
Winning
even
your
boarded
ball,
the
great
plane
player.
yet, Skip.
what's that?
They ain't even boarded the plane yet.
Okay.
They ain't gonna take off, Skip.
Okay. Well,
It's okay.
they will. Quinnen and what'd you call our other guy? Logan Wilson. You called him
Logan?
something-
Oh,
something-
yeah.
Five.
Kenny, you called him
Kenny.
Kenny Logan, Kenny Wilson.
Kenny Wilson, right?
He been on the damn bench. I forgot his name.
I understand, and he did. He lost his job
Yeah, he
for
lost
the
his
worst
name.
defense in football. But I
Which
like
is
him
saying
on
a
our
lot.
defense. I do, and we're going to get Overshown back next Monday night. DeMarvion Overshown. Can he ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can he
They ain't
stay
Philly
healthy?
coming off a bye week.
Yep. They're
You
coming
don't
off
Yeah.
think
bye.
they figure some things out over these 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks, the
They
game
should.
plan for.
Yeah.
The Packers.
They better have figured it out because their schedule gets cold.
Stop playing with Micah, man.
Cold.
Y'all
Huh?
stop playing with Micah.
Playing with him.
Check that Pro Football Focus. He's
Yeah.
solid against the run.
Really?
That's what I say. He's going to show up tonight.
Well, how did he, for the Dallas Cowboys, have 1 sack in 4 playoff games? I still can't get over that.
I don't know.
Help me out. I mean, I watched him carefully, and I couldn't find him.
Maybe because the team prepares for him.
But they was
chips
running the
and
ball.
double
Yeah, and they double team
and
him.
so forth. So
Against the Green
that
Bay
don't matter,
Packers.
though. I know that don't matter.
Green Bay Packers in a playoff game, we're down 27-0 in the first half. And Mike is playing every play, and I'm like, where are you, man?
He was doubled.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, we are going to find out tonight if the Packers can beat the Eagles and keep Skip's Cowboys dreams
Afloat.
alive,
Yeah.
okay?
Come on
So we will find out because we are going to be right back on the couch tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern time. So we will see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.